Hi, y'all.
Howdy.
Howdy, everyone.
Welcome in. Don't know who all's in here yet. SGA's in here.
Howdy, neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Wait for my
SG?
sound
Oh,
to come.
SGA is your neighbor. Oh, that's
Yep.
right. But
Hey, I just got a notification that y'all are live.
I did too. Now I got one that says Paul Case is live.
Woohoo!
So
I'll take my phone over and go over.
I
on
guess
Zoom.
it's working.
I ain't working.
and we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to cook dinner on ours.
Yeah.
Look at these. Yeah, these people over here are cooking dinner. Meanwhile,
So right now,
the last
Weird.
thing I ate was bacon super early this morning. I have not ate.
Hey, bacon sounds good too,
So
though.
we're
Yeah, bacon
watering.
does sound
They're cooking and we're just mouth watering.
We're just over here watering. Yeah. There's Teresa
So
J. James
I
Hall,
got some
y'all.
high quality Tyson's
Hey, Teresa. Hey, James.
ground
Covita,
chicken.
Miss
He's got high
Evelyn.
quality. What kind of chicken?
Berry.
Tyson's ground chicken.
Ground chicken.
Ground chicken.
It's a little bit easier cooking on the griddle.
Is that the same as cage free?
It's in a bowl. It's actually bowl free.
Look, Rainy Ridge is in here saying howdy, y'all. I thought Rainy Ridge was on the screen with us.
I thought so too.
I kind of
Jar's
wonder
here.
if I couldn't make it to their house by the time that gets done.
You could. I couldn't, but I would like to.
Serena.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We should retitle this "Eating on the Ridge."
there we
Eating
go.
on the ridge.
Mhm.
We've been working all day, so yeah, it's like we'll just
Looky
sit up
there.
and eat supper
He knows
too.
he's on a live. It's either his mom or Rooster.
Or
that
Rooster
calls.
calling on ours. Hi, Lynn the Okie Dokie.
Hi,
Hey,
Lynn.
Texas Raider.
Hey, Chris.
This is also my first cook for the season too, because I've had this thing stashed at work since November?
I kept telling him to bring it home.
We're gonna have to turn the fire up just a touch.
There's Serena.
Well, it's even worse. Mine is inside of the camper, and our camper's not like a camper you just walk out and open the door.
Yeah.
We got pop up.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the middle of that pop up.
Oh goodness.
So it's not like we're gonna just
Run
go get
and
it out.
There's Troy Sutton. Howdy.
Hi, Troy.
Ooh. Did I say hi, Avid? I think I did, but I'm not sure. But hi, Avid.
Hi, Evan.
How many?
James Hall's
Corn
making
carp.
beans and cornbread.
That sounds good too. It'd be nice and warm.
Oh, Lori.
I have some weird friends, y'all. I really do. And I'm not even talking about you guys.
The ones up there. Oh.
On a comment,
New Image Landscaping and Tree Service. Howdy.
I got a comment on a video I posted earlier today about changing a light bulb on my Chevy pickup. And this is Greg's comment. Looks like a good time was had by all.
What?
I don't know. I remember Eric changing the light bulb on his Dodge pickup, and it was not a good time.
And I'm like, if you're missing a thumb on the left hand, you can do this without having to take the thing completely apart. That's how good of a time it was.
Ooh. That would be a bit challenging.
One of the other guys, one of the other comments is, that's a bit of a pain.
There's Rebecca at Suburban Hillbilly.
Hi, Rebecca.
There's Chris, Texas Raider. Between Chris and Lori, they are live all night long.
Yep.
I gotta sleep.
While the rest of us are in bed, they are partying.
Yep, they are.
Well, hello, Maxie.
Yep.
Smells good at least.
Yeah, too bad we don't have smell-o-vision.
Dale, if I go to the meetup, I
Hey,
found my
there's
hiding
Miss
spot.
Jan. Howdy.
Jan, hi Jan.
Sorry, my fingers are freezing.
So you're using ground chicken.
Yeah.
Ground chicken.
Ground chicken. Chicken with no legs.
Yeah, I found this after the second time I made chicken quesadillas, and it worked out a whole lot easier.
Yeah. I can see
James
how it
Hall,
would.
missing a thumb on either hand would be challenging. That's
Yes.
true.
Especially for people who ain't got no twofers. It works out real well when it's ground meat.
I bet it's easier to get the right some chicken all the way through the
That's right.
quesadilla. Well, you got that like breast meat that's cut up. You're like breaking it up.
Hey, Heather,
Yeah, it's
Heaven's
easier
Fire
to cook, and
18.
it's easier to get the seasoning all the way through.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Well, Evelyn asked if we made any good progress today. We got 4 posts in the ground. Yay! Digging the holes was the worst part. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't do it. But yeah.
Digging holes stinks, don't it?
Yeah, and these rocks definitely.
Gonna say, you're in the same kind of country we are. Like people go, why don't you just use a 3-point digger? Because all it does is bounce, 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 and shake the tractor and then break it.
Dale, you know how your 3-point postal digger probably goes in about that far? Theirs doesn't do that much.
Yeah, ours goes about this far and
That's
hits solid high quartz limestone. It's not going nowhere.
Yeah, we don't even have that top dirt.
We got a little bit of it, but right here where we was digging, it's been 7 or 8, maybe 10 years. But they did some tree work and stuff, and they dumped a truckload of sawdust there, and it's nice and soft there a little bit, for the first couple layers.
Time out. Was that tahine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, do we have a present for you guys the next time we see you?
I have been hearing so much about it, so I got some, and neither one of us like it.
We think it's awful.
So we'll give it to you.
It don't look like it, but I use it fairly sparingly. It's
Nope.
I don't deal well with it.
Not so much. Yeah, Tina doesn't care too much for really any spice.
No, Chris, we had to use the bush hog.
Jalapeno bacon burgers. That sounds good
I
too.
know, that
Except
sounds
for the
good.
jalapenos, but the bacon burgers I can do.
Isn't it funny how if you just eat a jalapeno, it's really, really spicy hot. But if you put it in hamburger and cook it, it has a completely different flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it may still have some heat to it, but it's not like it is if you just bit the end of one.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy! It can be really, really good.
Now,
look, Jan don't even have any headaches.
She ain't got no tractor.
Ain't got no tractor.
Oh, you want your coffee?
No, you stay. I'll get my coffee.
I'll get it.
Okay.
Last time it was windy here, we had 30 foot of privacy fence. Oh, goodness. Yeah, yesterday was definitely windy.
Yesterday was fetch your trampoline from the farm 10 miles away day.
Yeah.
Yesterday was not a good day.
No.
Nowhere.
Metal flipped over the top of my chicken houses on 2 of them.
Yeah, we got tree damage. We got a town not very far from us. The power the wind ripped the power line off. Somehow that started the nursing home in that town, a very large nursing home, on fire and burn it to the ground in the middle of the town.
No.
Yates Center. They said that everybody got out. They got everybody out.
Yeah, they got everybody out. Praise God.
Mm-hmm.
That looked. Now, what was that?
Blackstone tequila lime seasoning.
See, that sounds a lot like that tahine stuff. That doesn't sound like something I'd like.
It's another one of those you do sparingly.
I'm gonna have to take an extra heartburn pill tonight, ain't I?
They don't have a lot of spice to it. It's just the flavor.
I
In
don't like.
Miami, Oklahoma, the whole south end of town was out of electric because of winds blowing utility poles over, and it caused
Jeez.
a backup of electric at one of their substations and caught it on fire.
Oh,
I don't
good.
know that there was any damage except the electrical part of it. All of it was there. But
Yeah, I'm glad that that hubby got your fence put back up, Rebecca. She said she lost a privacy fence
Mm.
in it. we yeah, and that's what they said about out there, Yates Center and out in Woodson
Bird with
County.
Autism
Kansas and
Homestead.
stuff.
Hello, welcome in. And JS Genesis Designs, welcome in.
They were blowing down. I mean, telephone poles and stuff were being blown down faster than they could send repair crews out there to even keep up with
I haven't
anything.
heard of too much damage here. Of course, we've been out here digging holes in the rocks, so yeah.
We've had some trees.
I saw a news thing this morning that was out there by Colby, Kansas. It's a ways from us, but out on I-70, they had both sides closed down because there was a 55 car pileup because of
Hi,
the
Cherokee girl.
dust
yes,
and
they couldn't
smoke and
see.
everything.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm. I read something about another accident in a town because of dust reducing visibility so bad.
Yeah.
Can't remember all the details. Too much news all at once.
Yeah.
Well, and I seen that it's all Grady. Hi Lori. Hi Cherokee girl. But it's all
I'm told to
Grady.
take shelter, Cherokee girl said.
Oh goodness.
Really?
Stay safe.
Yes.
You go be safe.
Definitely.
But they were posting part in Arkansas over there, the tornado hit, and there were several fatalities. I had not.
Oh goodness.
We don't watch the news and stuff.
Like I said,
here.
we haven't been on there today. Anyone see me? Hi, Serena.
Yes,
I see
Serena,
you.
we see you. Yeah, if it's not on
Okie dokie. Hello.
if the news isn't on YouTube, I don't see it. Or Facebook. I'll see it on Facebook.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Julie Cook.
Come on, Serena, tell us another ringer.
Did we all say hi to Jovita?
Everybody
Yeah,
in the
but
chat
hi,
was,
Jovita.
but I was looking, trying to see.
Down
There she
enjoying the
is.
warm weather.
Cherokee girl said Louisiana had a hurricane.
Oh.
What? No way.
That would be a trifecta. Windstorm, dust storm, tornado,
Somewhere
hurricane,
had a golf ball, hail, and a blizzard.
And a blizzard.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
rainless.
We did have hail
thunderstorm.
here yesterday.
That was what they
Yeah,
kept
that's
telling.
what they kept saying. Now, I did watch Doug Hetty, not on TV. I have the app,
Mm-hmm.
and it come on there. And that's what he said. He goes, we're going to have dry thunderstorms. I went, isn't that like an oxymoron? Like, what?
Yeah.
A thunderstorm is dry.
Well, every few years we have to have something new. And I remember when the first time I ever heard thunder snow,
My hand
and
picked
I got fed up with that really quick too. So thunder snow. You can
Rebecca
keep
says,
it.
praise report. My occupational therapist prescribed advice that helps with my hand pain tremendously. Well, awesome.
Praise the Lord. Okay. Serena says we had fires in Norman yesterday. Lake Thunderbird between 108th and 192nd, between Tecumseh and Highway 9. Some people had to evacuate. I heard a lot of that evacuation going on. Manford was one of the ones they was calling for pretty good sized evacuation. I seen Tony was on somebody's live earlier today, and he said that they were all good.
Retirement days and comfort foods and more. Hello.
They was still
Los Angeles.
She's saying Los Angeles.
Oh, it said LA. I assumed it was Louisiana.
Y'all them
Tony-
hippies, they wouldn't know what to do if there were storms out there.
Tony at our cabin in the woods said there was still fires this morning, but they were about 8 miles from his
Oh,
location.
you know, we have one of those neighbors that, you know, it's March. We got to burn.
Yeah.
You know, they're not supposed to be burning right now.
Yeah.
I left, Dad and I went on a mission. I went and done cowboy things, you know. And he goes, "You got something burning at your house?" I said, "No." He said, "Look over that way." Sure enough, the whole sky is smoke. I come back home. My neighbor lit his half section on fire.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cherokee girl, you could be onto something.
Yeah. Very much so.
Most definitely.
They say there'll be earthquakes and pestilences in diverse places. That's what it says.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I don't know if y'all caught this or figured it out of what it says in the Bible about all that. But his instruction is this: the end ain't yet.
That's right.
This is just kind of the beginning of the end.
My flowers have bloomed, gone away, and come back again.
He's already done with it up there.
I know.
He's making me hungry.
That's it. I've put up with this about as long as I can.
Volcano
He's
and
heading
Italy.
over there.
That's good. They're saying, "Oh, God."
Look at
Oh, and then
that.
look at that. He puts it up there in your face.
Then they're gonna eat it in front of you. You watch.
I'm glad you don't have smell-o-vision.
Yeah, Julie and them, they were all ready to shag out of there.
Yeah.
Fires made it through.
Well, that's better than a lot of people get when they get a notice to evacuate. It's somebody beating on their door saying we've got to go,
Yep.
and they
Some
don't
of
get
them people, they just sit there like, nah.
I can tell you what my dad would do. He said, I think I'll just stay.
Yeah.
See you later.
Does he deliver?
You know, I'm not sure how wind-driven fire would do around here. At the Case place, our cattle have everything eat that could burn. And so
There's nowhere for it to go.
I'm pretty sure Dad's place would be
Where's the hose?
safe. I went and helped him today, and you'll
Get in
see
there.
it later. I filmed a
Get
bunch,
down.
so I'll put out a video. But right there around his house, that's a sacrifice pasture that he brings all the cows home during the winter, so it's easy to feed and water. And when they start calving in the spring, you know, as they calve and the calves are good after a week or two, he loads them up and starts distributing them at other pastures, you know. And yeah, there ain't hardly a stitch of grass. I made fun of him. I said, "Dad, you've kind of turned 80 acres into a dry lot here."
you know, what are you into, turf production here? This is pretty short.
Yeah.
Serena, I do not know the answer to that question.
I don't either.
But I see James Hall. I can picture him out there, redneckish as he can be, with these little squirters saying, "Bring on the fire!
Bring it on!"
American flag in the other hand," you know.
Pull my friend over here I got yesterday.
You got a friend?
My new friend.
Is that Smokey?
His name is Festus.
Festus.
Festus. Well, hello, Festus.
Oh, foothills.
There we go. He can sit there.
Hi, Festus.
Cherokee girl says your dad's got a moat. That's what it is. It's trimmed down real short all the way around.
Actually, once it gets a few cows off of it,
Get back.
the grass it'll take right back off.
Oh, Julie's putting her meal in there now.
There you go.
Oh, Julie, what are you doing to me?
That's what friends are for.
Meatloaf? You know, hey, my name's Dale. I've been married to the most beautiful lady in the whole world. She does so much for me, but she won't make me a meatloaf.
I don't like meatloaf.
I don't like meatloaf. Man, I remember my mom growing up. She gets where she made 2 meatloaves. She made one for dinner that night, and another one for sandwiches the next day.
Whoever came up with meatloaf must have been one of those people like figured out that oysters was something you could eat.
Oh, yummy.
Like, hey, look at that hunk of snot inside that shell. I think I'll eat it. And and they're saying, I ain't got a lot left in the fridge, but that ground beef needs used, and I
Got a few eggs.
Got a tube of saltine crackers and some liquid chickens, and let's see if we can put it all together and make something. It looks like bread. I think I'll call it a loaf.
Karen?
Yep, I was getting ready to answer.
Karen, Eric is making chicken fajitas. So he just fried up a bunch
Chicken
of ground
quesadillas.
chicken quesadillas, excuse me.
Yeah.
He just fried up a whole bunch of ground chicken. Now he's getting ready to put them together.
Gotta clean up a mess I made.
And he's given us all the tour of a Blackstone griddle, and he gets a big kickback if you go buy a Blackstone griddle. That's how they
I wish.
that's how they're financing the project right behind them. All the sales of Blackstone griddles from off of their channels. So, and use the promo code thereain'tone.com.
Thereain'tone.com.
I found out something funny about Tina and Eric today.
What's that?
They can remember my email for the complaints, but they can't remember my real email.
I see that too.
That was just memorable. It stuck with us.
I guess so. Mm-hmm.
Fred's
Hello,
about
Rick.
determined he's going to stick around for food.
Yeah, there's a live now.
Hi, Rick.
Howdy, Rick.
Howdy,
Welcome
howdy.
in. Cooked in since 1979, waterless cookware.
Well, I got to get ready for supper since you're going to eat here in just a minute.
Need to go wash my hands and stuff.
Hey, there's Sean. Let's trade paint. Howdy.
Hi, Sean. Make sure that you go around and give everybody a thumbs up.
We all would appreciate it.
Remember, this is being co-streamed on 3 different channels. So if you don't see the people that we're talking about in chat, they're probably on another channel.
Yep.
So make sure that you go to Raney Ridge and go to Paul Case Farms. And
Quack, quack from South Florida. Oh, I bet it's warmer there.
I bet it is.
It was almost 90 the other day.
is he eating pie?
Had to outdo him.
Yes, yes, he
This
is.
guy is eating pie.
Speaking of pie, we have a pie video going to be coming out on the 20th.
Next
Ooh.
week. All right. Second time in a row. You call me again for an answer.
Thought he was going to do like I did on yours the other night and say, hold on, I got to pee.
Well, it's the day after Pie Day.
Hot and humid here always.
Yeah, we went to Joplin last night and we went to, where did we go to? Culver's.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Was it good?
Is that where your friend came
It
from?
wasn't bad, but it wasn't spectacular.
Yeah.
And then we passed by Granny Schaefer's and it's like, we should have stopped and ate there. We could have had pie. Then Jessie would have got mad because we didn't take her, and that's one of her
Right.
favorite places to go. Yeah, they got strawberry rhubarb pie there, and it's like, oh, we should have stopped there.
Mm.
You're not playing nice. Ooh, them do look good. Pie's not to my liking. Well, yeah, but you got to have pie after the steak. Well, like an hour after, but yeah.
I'd rather have steak than pie too.
I like both.
Right? Was there an emergency?
I'll tell you here in just a second.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's not as
nobody.
bad,
How come
but
when I leave
yesterday
the room, the live, everybody quits talking?
Because you're the one that talks all the time.
Well, wait till we say, did you hear what Dale said? We'll talk about Dale while he's gone.
Exactly.
Okay, I have to know something. You guys wear overalls too. How do you keep the chalice from breaking? The clip that goes on the end of your straps. The pairs that I use for every day, I always have trouble with that breaking, and it breaks while they're being washed.
What brand are you wearing?
It doesn't even matter.
I haven't had these.
I've
I've
had
had
them on,
issues with the key before. These are roundhouse.
Hey, don't burn mine.
Yep, I've had them on roundhouse. I've had them on key. Had a different brand.
From my
I
yard.
don't know what they were. Roundhouse.
Weld it.
Girl says weld it. Oh, well, Dale had a pair that broke one time, and I just sewed the strap.
Yeah.
Get some balum wire and run through there.
There you go.
Thank you. I can fix stuff with baling wire and zip ties all day, but
There you go.
thought maybe somebody would had some kind
There's
of advice.
Jennifer Ocean. Howdy. I missed you before, I guess. I was chasing off the dog, probably.
I'm really surprised somebody already hadn't come up with the advice. If you just lose some weight, you fat ton of bricks, that wouldn't happen. But it happens.
Oh,
It happens in the dryer, so I don't know how to lose
Crap.
weight in the dryer.
hey, I got a solution.
Okay.
Stop putting it in the dryer.
That might work for people who don't have cattle, but trust me, that stuff gets everywhere.
Hi, Karen Breast. Welcome in. I don't know if I said hi to Lori either. Old school Catholic. Howdy.
Duct tape. Thank
Duct
you, Skittles and glitter.
Oh, look at the orange marmalade.
Skittles and
But
glitter.
you can't use baling wire. It's too bendy. You got to use number 9 wire.
Okay.
I thought, man, I had a pair of them that I had put just the right size zip tie on and cut the end off of it, and that worked for a long time. It's a thing that happens right before they're about to completely wear out. So it's like
Rubber bands.
temporary solutions are okay, but I feel a little redneckish if I go in there and I've got like half a wad of baling wire tied around me.
And what's wrong with being redneck?
Do you know?
Sorry.
Do you know if you get a hold of Key, they will sell you a new one of those?
Yeah, I bet they would. I think what it is this bend right here is too sharp.
Yep.
And they've stressed it, and that's the reason it breaks. They always break in the same spot. I've had probably a dozen of them that have broke there.
Dale's only had one pair that's broke like that.
Like
So
duct
far.
tape works for everything, and the dryer will melt
Liberty.
it to just enough to fuse it together.
I'm sorry, foothills of Appalachia. I'm not.
He's a Key guy.
I'm a Key guy.
Liberty overalls.
Let me tell you
I
the
ain't gonna
difference
wear- I ain't
between
gonna wear Liberty. I'm not gonna wear Carhartt for dang sure.
Let me tell you the difference between Key and Roundhouse. They're both good, but them Roundhouse blues are so stiff. You'll wear and wash them a dozen times before they get as good as Key are when they're new.
Well,
And it's like they're hard to break in.
and roundhouse.
Don't you think, Eric?
Are the only ones made in the U.S. anymore. They're made over there in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And I've got a few of them. Oh, And they will turn you
Whistle
blue worse
stop,
than
howdy,
any other
Ed.
thing you've ever worn.
Well, 'cause I had the first pair I bought was that way, and yeah, I look
Yeah.
like a Smurf.
Yeah. What happened to you? I've been working in the blueberry patch. That's how come my legs are blue. It's really funny when you take a group of kids swimming in
Oshkosh.
church or something. They're like,
LL Bean.
is the
Oshkosh.
preacher's legs
Cherokee
always
girl,
blue?
you got way higher class. I mean, you're not understanding old Dale in overall wearing. Old Dale has a Budweiser budget. I don't have that champagne budget of LL Bean.
This
Julie
is
says,
my
I wear
full
clothing
face
and use
cup.
purses until death do us part. That's for sure.
I'm too cheap to even get a Sharpie to write my name on it. That's how.
Yeah.
When as kids would go to square dance and everybody, you know, was supposed to write. Dad would always write mine.
Mine.
I'm not mad.
Mine.
Ed, I ain't mad. I can be mad.
But he's a little
That's
bit like
just
the
his
Incredible
face, Ed.
Hulk.
It's just my face.
You won't like him when he's
I'll tell you what it is, Ed. I'm hungry.
He's
Hey,
Angry.
Jennifer
He's not
Ocean
angry.
Homestead. Look what she wrote down there. I should complain to the company. I wrote a big long complaint and sent it to ksawmill@live.com and I didn't do anything.
and then he wonders why we remember that.
Mm-mm.
I'm on a parking lot chicken budget. That's me. I'm gas station gizzard budget, man.
Now is it gonna be rude to eat in front of everybody?
Gas station
Well, they
sushi.
didn't have to watch it be cooked.
Sour cream?
Oh, no.
Man,
Hey, Rena LaRue, welcome in.
I'm digging in. I'm hungry and cold.
Is parking lot
Guys are watching,
chicken
but
pigeon?
dinner's ready.
Confused.
Jessie will be out in a second and then she's running back inside.
Yeah, she was out there.
Yeah.
Before we started, all of a sudden,
Open's
Jessie,
out here
she's
a little
all
bit
about
ago,
it. The live started, she got cold, and she ran away.
Yeah.
Parking is
We made her
parking,
work this
chicken,
morning.
Pigeon. Pigeon is what they make ground chicken out of, isn't it?
Squab.
Road
I
kill
think-
iguana.
Beth, BNS Odyssey.
Where's your brother?
Where do you find roadkill iguana at?
Out here. He's in South Florida, remember? He's probably got them like we got the armadillos.
Thank you, Rick. You're welcome.
Hi, Lori.
You might get your.
Oh, look
Hi,
who showed up.
Jessie.
The dinner bell rang. Jessie come running.
Hmm?
Had a bell out. Ding, ding,
He's
ding.
gonna thump you at the
Right.
meetup.
She's going to have to jump, thump me. I'm short, and she makes me look tall.
Jesse has to look up to see the fresh cut grass.
That's what I told her last night when we bought the bear. It's like he's about your size.
No, he's not.
Oh, there's another one.
Go away.
He's
There's
not
a redheaded one right here too.
All right, Rick.
Go away.
Gonna check that out now. Picking up a roadkill iguana. What's iguana taste like? Chicken.
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 No, it tastes like alligator.
It's chicken.
Mom.
What?
Iguana may taste like alligator, but alligator tastes like chicken.
See, that's where I disagree with people. I think gator tail tastes more like.
This is mine.
I think it tastes more like frog legs
No, you can't have
I
it.
can
or
see that.
crawfish. I love gator tail.
I see
He's
five
not good.
pictures on panel.
And that may have been the problem. The people I was with may not have realized you're just supposed to eat the tail.
Yeah, I'm not in on the rest of it. I like the tail, but I don't like the rest of
I've
it.
never had it.
See, even he said it tastes like chicken or fish.
We lost the camera. We lost the camera.
Yep.
Yep. Your
Oh,
camera died.
you're down to one.
What happened?
Jennifer, it is 52, feels like 47, somewhere near where Eric and Tina are at now. It may feel colder than that in my house, but I doubt it.
Iguana legs are like frog legs.
Yum.
Frog legs are good.
I like me some frog legs. Are you gonna look up and see what the temp is?
Yeah.
Anyway, the reason why my mom was calling me like high speed panic is she
I
was
don't know
gonna
how to add
Like 40.
she wanted to know if we wanted to go eat dinner with her
At Chicken Shack.
at Chicken Shack
No.
right up the road. It gets better.
Oh.
With her two sisters, my two aunts.
Absolutely not.
Oh, turn the sound off.
Absolutely not.
Echo. Hey,
Oh,
that thing's echoing. Do y'all know that?
Microphone.
yeah.
$100 bill now. What do you want to go
Hi,
from? I'll give one.
There we
Oh man,
There
I
we
wanted
go.
it
Is
to
that
echo
better?
because then it would sound like I knew how to like actually cry.
I
on
look up
off
and
the air.
everybody traded places.
So basically, Dale, the word is send them my love.
Yes.
I said, no, unfortunately, we're busy, Mom. She said, why?
These are really good, by the way.
They're a little spicy.
No, they're not.
Yes,
She's
they
just
are.
funny.
Everybody's eating but us.
Go on, bite.
You did to me, Nana.
I'm chewing my gum.
Yum, yum, yum.
I would say you need to get with the program, but I ain't trying to make anybody more than what they are.
Julie, you would have to be really hungry to eat a reptile, really hungry. You don't know what you're missing, honey.
As long as it's got legs, I'm okay.
Hey, I've ate me some rattlesnake before. It's pretty good.
Two. That was good.
I have legless chicken every day,
I mean the reptiles.
the liquid kind.
Liquid every morning.
Liquid, legless chickens. I don't have feathers either. They're
Mascot?
weird like that.
Ed can get a 40-pound box of chicken for $40 where
That's
he
cool.
works. Who needs a box or two?
Molly, sit.
I say Jessica brought home.
I have an iguana in the freezer. I might cook it now.
A lot. It was 2 boxes, but they were like
Python.
30 pounds.
35 pounds a piece. And they was what, $20?
Yeah.
Oh, Rena LaRue, I have a huge yummy brisket in the oven.
I didn't measure the chicken out very well. I didn't get much.
People are mean. Hey, there's Janae. Hi, Janae.
Hey, Janae.
We go together.
Oh, I miss
like
Rena LaRue
we
too.
care.
Hey, yeah, I see her now.
It's now Tuesdays with Joy.
Brisket in the oven.
Janae goes
Good.
live on Tuesdays, y'all.
Well, before you
I gotta pop in for just a little bit. I mean, I'm on my way to work when she goes live, so I can't be in there very long.
Do you deliver, Ed?
There's Neil too. Hi, Neil.
Hi, Neil.
I
Smoked
can believe-
barbecue
What is
brisket.
she doing over there?
Oh. That's what I said.
Do
You never know what that is.
oopity do.
She's dancing now.
Oh, goodness. I'm about full too.
Well, Dale,
Hey.
I'm sorry. I missed the Homestead Hangout completely
Oh, it's okay.
Thursday. It's not okay with me.
It's not okay with me either.
I wanted to be there. Well, I was busy.
Let's say I missed Gillum's and I think I missed half of Jason and Tara's. And I made it in for Dale and Nana.
Did anybody rep me at Cahoots? They should have represented me because every time I'm there, I try to
No.
represent somebody else.
There was no Case or Paul or
No.
There was
No.
Uranus.
Uranus was in there.
I figured that was Paul.
That's what I
It was
thought.
Not me. It was not me.
You had to bring up the whole subject again, didn't you?
No, I did not. I did not say it.
No,
Guilty.
I said
I don't even
that
think.
lady had to bring it up.
I don't even think when that got brought up originally, I even said the name of the town. Someone else did. I'm not going to name
Says,
any
as long as
names.
Bowen
But
isn't
he's
barbecuing. I know what he cooks.
drinking coffee right now.
What's for supper?
We had chicken.
Hey, Paul, what's for supper?
Mm. You know
Tell me
what?
what show that was from.
I had somebody tune in to my live where I was teaching the youth on Wednesday night.
And I missed that one too.
This is what they said. I'd rather know what's for supper. I'm like, sorry, it's what you get, you know.
This is it.
Those do look good, Eric.
Yeah, I had to contain myself from commenting again, Paul, because I could see up your nose again.
Karen,
I
don't know what we're gonna have for supper. My cook, I think she's broken.
I fired the maid. Sorry.
Fired the maid.
I'd like to have a maid.
What I got you for?
My cook's broken too.
Mine's not.
More than just her wallet.
What's for supper? It's wherever Dale takes me.
Was tacos.
Well, it was tacos. Then I heard all talking about gross, disgusting animals. Oh goodness. Well, good
Rena,
news.
they'll be good, and that brisket will be good out of the oven.
Off.
Yes.
I mean, they're better on the smoker. Don't get me wrong, but you can make a pretty mean brisket in
low
an
and
oven.
slow. Yes.
Low and slow.
Shepherd's
Lori
pie
said she
sounds
was a
good.
maid.
I need a maid.
I fired
Yeah.
mine.
All right, I got a couple of pictures to share with you guys. Are
What's
you ready?
shepherd's pie? I don't see it.
Moo.
Moo.
We got cows.
We got cows.
We got baby cows, don't we?
Yep. Today, both of those are today.
Oh.
Oh. Well, we got.
I would say I'm big and fight, but Eric's
You're
over
right.
Hi,
there.
Duncan family.
Greg and Donna's in the house.
Both of those were today, and both of those were first calf heifers, and Paul didn't touch either one of them.
Paul got younger.
Paul got younger.
So my dad, I should have videotaped it when I was out there. He's got this hook on a handle that he catches the baby calf's foot, pulls them up there to him, and then tags them real quick, and that way he doesn't.
Why didn't you video that?
That's
that
why.
would have been cool.
Well, he
That
didn't
would have
do
been.
one.
Oh.
He didn't do one while I was there, but that way he can tag it and not get off. Barely get out of the doorway of the gator. So when Mama wants to eat her lunch, eat his lunch,
Now
she
I got
doesn't get to him. You know what I mean? He said I can tag it really so fast and turn loose of that calf and hop back in the gator. She doesn't be able to get me down.
An unexpected move.
Unexpected move.
Who has an unexpected move?
Rena LaRue. She don't want a maid, but she sure could use some help packing for an unexpected move.
Yeah, she's got.
I'm not a boxer. I'm sorry, I'm just not a boxer.
She's not a boxer.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I can stack boxes on a dolly and wheel them around, but I'm not a boxer.
So shepherd's pie, it's basically tater tot casserole with mashed potatoes, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you put like ground beef and vegetables, and then you cover the whole thing with mashed taters. The only problem is they don't put any cheese in that.
I'm sure you could.
If there ain't cheese, I can't eat it.
Gotta have cheese.
It ain't going down easy if it ain't cheesy.
That's right. Well, either that or it's got to have a lot of gravy.
No.
So I eat basically lunch anymore. I've gotten the habit of the college cafeteria, cafe, whatever. It's all you can eat buffet with your drink. And and it's like cost me like $8. All you can eat with
Lori
and
says
everything.
no cheese. Ooh.
And
They do put gravy on it a lot of the time.
but one day this week they made chicken fried steak and broccoli
Ooh.
with no mashed potatoes and no gravy. How do
Yeah,
you eat
that's
chicken
a good
fried
problem.
steak with no gravy?
Them
Yeah.
people are still on the Michelle Obama diet program. And that like killed Quapaw's high school basketball team. Them boys in about the second quarter, they'd start lagging behind and couldn't run.
Hey,
I'm
there's
like,
Yeah.
Derek.
this is a nutritional problem. I knew because my son would come home and tell me that what they had for lunch that day was chicken nugget.
Hey, I lived it every day with this lady right here.
Mhm.
She
Yeah, love
I
it.
mean, we got to the point we wouldn't even get on the book of faces because all these kids would go home and whine to their mommies, you know, or they would come home hungry.
They're so hungry.
They're so hungry. Why do those evil lunch ladies not feed them? Because those evil lunch ladies could get in trouble with the government if they put an extra of anything out. They got fined for it.
Yeah.
Because of
Goodness.
Michelle Obama's Get Healthy.
Yeah, now they it was 5 chicken nuggets. That's all I got. 5 chicken nuggets. And so I guess there's been some changes or something, because the other day we had chicken nuggets, and if we have a chicken nugget and we don't have a grain with it, they get 10 chicken nuggets now. I'm like, but if they have grain with it, they only get 5. Like, I'm glad I don't have to keep track of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad the boss has to do that, because that's just
I mean, it's the
ridiculous.
silliest stuff you've ever heard of.
And they're talking, wanting kids to get healthier, but all we serve is carb on
But the
carb
only
on carb
thing
on carb.
that's approved is carbs. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it was bad enough trying to keep track of how many calories you get for inmates.
Well, it was like, you know, it used to be that like if you had a kiddo that really liked to eat, like they could buy 2 lunches. Oh no, they would get in major trouble
Really?
if they sold them an extra lunch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, sometimes that's all those kids get to eat.
Yeah, I know. That's my problem, because
Yeah.
we're in an area that there's a large amount of kids that's a fact about.
And you know, you've been to like a fast food restaurant and they give you the dipping sauce in the little itty bitty tub, you know, like the soy sauce or the barbecue or whatever for your nuggets. That's all the more they could give them for their salad. Like they had to
1 ounce.
1 of those, 1 ounce.
1 ounce. We still have to measure those out, that out, and they get a little 1 ounce cup.
They couldn't have any
ranch
more than
dressing.
Goodness. That's
that.
terrible.
Listen to this guy. Listen to the crunch. I didn't know a quesadilla crunched.
And I saw someone had said processed stuff. Actually, our school is starting to get a little bit away from the processed stuff. We have
That's good.
4 cattle producers that donate beef.
A beef each and grind the whole thing and give the
so
school.
we have fresh local beef for our, and we try to make
awesome.
more homemade stuff. I'm
Surprised
liking
the
that
government
better.
let y'all do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember some of my favorites from school, and now my mom was a good cook, and we never went hungry at home. But when they made chili, and they would always serve cinnamon rolls and chili and a cheese stick, and it was all commodity food then.
Make me hungry too.
Yeah.
And it was
Look at new
good.
people popping in. There's Uptown Chrissy Brown,
Chrissy
Devil
Brown.
Dog.
Yeah,
Well, it's scrolled
the
quick.
problem with me was
Tuber chat.
hey Kevin, Tuber Chat, what's up? Word up.
Well, normally just sit and eat in front of everybody. Since he cooked it on the live, we figured we'd eat it on the live.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Thanks for sharing this out on Reddit.
Oh, thank you.
You guys that are newer channels starting out, seriously, I'm going to give a shout out real quick. Go check out Tuber Chat. Get in there and get active.
Mhm. He's
It
been
will
a
help
big
you
help
out.
for us.
For the fact of making connections there with other
Yes.
channels. You know, if you can't, I'm always like, find a community and fit in and be part of that community. That's how you find communities right there.
I haven't had to do
Mhm.
any of that. I just mentioned that I know Nana,
Yeah.
and it's like it goes through the roof, you know.
Hey, Nana hugs are addictive.
Hmm. Now we go into the hug thing. Did you see Dale?
He's already dreading the
You know, that would
meet
be
up with the hugs.
that would be one good reason to go to dinner with my mom and my aunts. I wouldn't have to hug nobody. There ain't going to be a hug one at that dinner. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, I don't know. They might be wrapping a lip around some chicken. Would that be
Well, that's different. But
No, to just be the two ants talking over each other constantly.
kind of like when you got a live and there's 9 people on screen.
Right.
see,
Ooh,
Nana,
too
you're
bad you don't
talking
want to
over
talk
Paul.
over people, but
Everybody on this thing's talking over me right now because I'm on the bottom. They're on the top.
you fix it.
Dale and Lisa. Oh, now. Yeah, look at you. Dale and Lisa look so happy there for a minute. They couldn't have been happier if they were the people in that picture
Movie
where
time at
the old
Jan's
man's
house.
got his pitchfork, you know.
Mhm.
The Green Acres picture.
I did that today with the shovel, didn't I?
What?
Standing there with the shovel, taking a
Mm.
picture.
Yep.
Well, what was you
Jan,
doing?
It's like Jan's leaving us to watch a movie. Good night, Jan.
Good
Night, Jan.
What was you
Anywho,
doing?
bye, Jan.
Tina impersonating a county road district worker?
Do what? I'm sorry.
Was you leaning on your shovel impersonating a county road district worker?
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Aren't you both county workers?
I don't got a shovel at work though.
I don't know if
Nice.
ours do that. You don't ever see them out unless they're on
No.
a grader.
Road
Making-
grader's the only place. Yeah.
Making the roads worse.
Yes. Julie brought us circled again back to the school. And she said in the 60s and early 70s, there were usually full-figured women making excellent school food, homemade on most things. So I grew up, the school I went to was like, there was less than 200 from kindergarten to 12th grade. Everything we had was homemade. Everything. They made homemade chocolate chip cookies every day. They made, real
Oh,
mashed
We had big
potatoes.
old cinnamon rolls that were great.
I gotta tell you, there's some logic to that, Dale. You don't want no skinny chick fixing your lunch.
That is right.
You know, if she looks anorexic, you're probably not
You don't know how to
jealous of her food.
She don't. Well, she obviously don't cook stuff that like will fill you up.
Now there might be some exception. I heard about a guy that had a tapeworm one time.
Little Ivermectin could cure that.
Yeah.
Derek, don't let them fool you. Nana is not sweet. Nana is like the meanest person I know.
Oh, whatever.
She got you all fooled.
Well, you're getting a look now.
I don't know. I bet Tina's meaner. Yeah, right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh.
I am sweet as pie.
That's right, James.
Don't
Never
tell
trust
that one
any
myself.
cook.
Why can't you keep a straight face when you say that then?
Even you know.
Well, I don't want to lie. Oh, goodness.
But
Yeah, I got a question for you guys. Do you get mail every day?
Every day but Sunday.
Mostly.
Except for Sunday.
Well, we'll change that. The mailman goes by every day but Sunday.
That's what I wanted to know. I used to get mail every day, and our mailman retired. I'm getting nearly the mail I used to get. I mean, I had to look for stuff to start the fire with in the wood stove this winter. And
I told him earlier, we may have to start a fire tonight. It's cold out here.
I was just asking Nita.
Here
about
we
that.
go.
I'm cold.
Hey,
55
listen.
degrees.
When some of y'all are on live, we know something's going to happen. You're either going to be cold or it's going to be really hot. Eric's going to be asleep or there's going to be a thunderstorm.
Really.
Or there's a dog.
The best
howling.
one. The best one was when we were on live and Tina was watching, and all of a sudden in the chat, Eric from Rainy Ridge pops up and says, "Tell Tina to quiet down. I'm trying to sleep."
I thought the best one was when you all met at a park at Pittsburgh and was doing a live. At least I think. And there's such a
We'll have to do
lightning
that
storm
again.
going on around you.
Oh, it was lightning like crazy.
uh-huh.
It was awesome.
And do you know that day?
And it
Hey,
was-
that night, I didn't even see it. All of our windows face south. I had to go outside and look north to see it. I didn't
Yeah,
know
we'll
it
have
was
to do
lightning
that
until you
again.
guys was on.
That
Yep.
was fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Heather's
Holly
up here
needs to come
talking about
too.
snow and all that. No, Heather, you could keep all that snow.
Yes.
You and Sparkles can keep all the snow. We never have to have snow again. We can have rain. We don't need snow.
I'll tell you, I used to not mind playing in the snow when I was a kid. And I think I was taking a friend of mine some hay or something. I don't even remember. I was at his house. We were friends all the way through high school. And his two young daughters wanted to pick a fight with me and started throwing snowballs at me. So I just went up on their porch and got their scoop shovel that he had cleaned the porch off with and rolled three of those together and went whoo and got both of them all at one whack. And they didn't mess with me no more.
Mhm.
I don't play fair anymore.
I think
Uh,
next
Ed-
laptop will sit in
Ed
the truck get 8
from-
degrees. So we're going to be moving here, so everybody just hang
Hang
tight.
tight.
Ed from Whistle Stop. Lynn the Okie Dokie wants to know what branch you were in. Oh, Julie said that her husband donated to St. Jude once and then they sold his name and address, and now they get
Oh.
something from someone every day.
Oh, no.
Have y'all ever done that Samaritan's Purse deal where you pack up them shoe boxes with?
We do it every year at our church. Yeah.
If you ever get on their mailing list, you cannot get off. I mean, I think the people who live where you live after you will get mail from them. Probably till
Oh,
they
wow.
expire. Nice seat. Maybe
we're
At night,
working on-
that back seat, there's enough stuff back there to supply
EPOP
half the country.
tabletops for Singer sewing machine tables.
Only one
Excuse
had
me.
the top on it.
I used to think the belt that them Singer sewing machines ran on was so cool because it was completely round. The ones I
Yep.
seen those were completely round. They didn't have no V shape to them or nothing.
We
Yep.
used to so I used to work at a belt factory. Actually, my dad worked there before me, and so did my grandma. And I worked there for a short time. And we actually made and cured belts like that were round,
Round.
and I hated them. They were the
Later
hardest
in-
thing to make.
Later in life, I learned to hate some V belts that were made to where they were V'd on both sides. International Combines had one of those on
Yep.
for a long time. They look like they're six-sided, I guess, but it's hard to tell when those turn over.
Some of the hay rakes had those on them too. We
Yeah.
had a new idea hay rake, and it had like I called it an octagon, but like you say, it was a six-sided,
Double-sided
And-
V-belt, what they called it. On
double-sided V belt, and it was the same way. That thing, it'd roll over and it'd get on the wrong V.
I don't know how it can't
That's
get
better.
traction on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a little warmer in here out of the breeze.
It's a lot warmer.
Listen, Oklahoma may have men who eat mud bugs, and we definitely don't have more snakes than any of our neighboring states.
Yep.
But we are home to the 6-foot man eating chicken.
Okay. I want to see this 6-foot man eating chicken.
Bring me the chicken and I'll show you.
Just ate the chicken.
Yeah, we just ate the chicken.
Oh man, I like it fried.
Uh-huh. But
is Devil Dog in here? I didn't know he was in here.
He was a little bit ago.
Oh, well, Lynn, I can help you out. Devil Dog Eddie was in
Marine,
he was
wasn't
a
he?
Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Whistle Stop, for your service to our country.
And,
Yes, sir.
And Ed,
Mhm.
that whistle stop was in the Navy.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank
Yep,
you all for
thank
your
you.
service.
I appreciate the
even-
freedoms you fought so hard to preserve.
Yeah,
I exercise them frequently.
I even give kudos to my lady in blue down below us.
Hmm.
And
Oh.
She's like, who's that?
I was over here reading.
My name's Dana. I like biscuits.
I have my moments.
all these.
Oh, there he is. He says, "Yeah,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
here."
Yeah, he
Wait a
here.
Wait a minute. It's fixing to come home. No, went right over your head.
I keep my hat on to keep it. Yeah.
I'm just noticing these hats that they got on down there. Like Eric's got this orange hat on.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
I don't got one of those.
You stole mine.
I got some hats.
We was trying to represent everybody we could today, but it was a little cold for a 9-acre t-shirt outside.
Yeah.
It is a
Put
little
on the 9-acre
chilly.
hat.
Well, I even got the
Wow,
Devin
he's
told me.
even got a 9-acre koozie.
And then I got a Paul
And
case
she's
Paul
got a
case.
Paul case cup.
And then can I get up there to see it?
Oh,
yes.
yes.
And actually, I didn't see it. Do that again.
Is that a
Okay,
Christine,
that's a
Mrs.
Christine,
Gillum
Miss
farm?
Gillum
Mrs. Gillum
Farms.
Farms.
He's got a Sergeant's
Oh,
talk
Sergeant's Talk Cup.
Oh, I got a
Hey,
Sergeant's
Amy
Talk
and Chris.
tumbler.
I
Hi,
was
Amy.
gonna show you another hat, but I got this one.
One of those either.
Is that a Joe?
Joe, fix it for
you.
you.
I ain't got one of them.
And I got this one.
I ain't got one of them.
Yep.
However,
Louisiana life.
Bill's got a blue camo one.
Yep. Today instead I'm supporting my local livestock judging team. My alma mater at the college.
well, I didn't know that.
I
Well,
want a
since I got
deal.
a Raney Ridge cap.
I watch a thing pretty frequently. It's a cattle market summary report with Corbett Wall called Feeder Flash. And
Yeah.
I'm not a member of his gang or anything like that, but I bet he's got thousands and thousands of subs on YouTube, and that's not his only platform. But he just puts out he does a little commentary on what he thinks going on, and then talks about a lot of cattle markets that he has something to do with, and tells about prices. Well, they were having I don't even remember what it was, anniversary or celebrating however many subs or whatever, and they were doing a giveaway. And one day I caught his giveaway when he put that up there. I couldn't sleep. It was like 5 a.m. I'm watching his deal, and he asked what this one company, and the only thing he gave you was the name of that company. And he said, if you'll put in the comments what they do, no, you had to email it to him. What does this company do? So I didn't know what that company was. I searched it on the internet, and it was an insurance company, and they were supporting him. And I was the first email that he got with the right answer.
Awesome.
And he sent me, what's a real popular cooler?
Yeti.
Yeti.
It's like a Yeti cooler.
Say that's a really expensive cooler.
It's only big enough to maybe put 2 6-packs in. It's made to keep your vaccines and stuff in, and super nice cooler.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
And when it got here, it was packed full of swag from his supporters, which included the Joplin stockyards and about 7 or 8 other stockyards. I got pocket knives, hats, shirts. I don't know
where you were. I remember watching that video.
The thing was completely full, and I haven't yet figured out a use for some of it, but we used that cooler today. We worked Scott's Kev's this morning, and he had all of his vaccine and stuff in it. Just reminded me of that. Yeah. And after that, guess what? Got a call or an email from that insurance company congratulating me on my win and volunteering to help me with any of my insurance needs.
With any of your insurance needs?
If I have insurance needs, I'm probably not going to Iowa to find an agent, you know.
But it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'll get a hold of you. Don't worry about getting a hold of me.
Uh-huh.
Some of that merch, so we've kind of started doing our members only live once a month and giving away some of that. Yeah. Some of the fun things. I'm pretty sure that's where some of the stuff that Eric and Tina is talking about come from. And
Yep.
And say, Cahoots, you did one night where was it Ford trucks? When I wouldn't have won it, but my son was home from work that night and he won, so I got the t-shirt. I won a t-shirt on MT Homestead the other night, so I'll have a new one to wear.
Ooh.
Oh, you did. I remember that.
I did. So I try to wear somebody different shirt, which the one video, I think I wore 4 different ones because it took quite a while to make.
4 different ones?
4
was that the
different
coffee
shirts.
bean one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Coffee bean tray?
I think that took like 2 weeks to make, though. You know, you got to leave it set so long in between.
Yep.
Well, I pulled a real boneheaded stunt today, and I don't think anybody's noticed. A lot of people has watched it and they haven't said anything. I lost one clip of when I was changing the light bulb on my truck. So I recorded a clip. Then when I put it all together and watched it, I'm like, that's funny. Have a beard in most of this video.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Whoops.
Well, Greg, I'm glad you guys are going to have stickers because I think we've drug our feet long enough. We might not have stickers.
Uh-oh.
The sticker mule where I got mine from, those came back pretty quick. I don't know where you get your guys's from.
We ordered from Sticker Mule, and last time we ordered from Sticky Brand.
But she looked at Sticky Brand the other day, and
they were high. I'm like, whoop, probably not.
I honestly don't remember what we paid for ours at Sticker Mule because I think we got ours back before Christmas, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
So
didn't we have them when we went to Pinecone Fest?
There's Ace.
Hi, Ace.
I know, Derek.
Thank you, Jennifer Ocean Homestead. That's just about what I would have said too. Thank you so very much. I buy the best policy you got for $5.
You have to have policies for $5, I'd be in for that.
Yeah.
When I'm
It
with
probably
you.
wouldn't cover a whole lot, but yeah.
I haven't watched Paul's video from today yet either because I was cowboying with Dad.
Cowboy.
I was cowboying with Scott some today. I told you we worked his calves. I think there was almost 30 of them. And I have some issues sometimes with working them. My hands don't work as good as they used to, and that tagger,
Mm-mm.
and I can give shots. I don't mind doing that. But
Paul,
then I got to figuring out that when I'm outside of that chute, I work harder than what I do when I'm inside of it.
yeah, I hear you.
So I was the guy who got kicked all day long. But
I would rather be the guy that's working at the chute than the guy pushing them to the chute.
yeah, I don't.
But I always get the job of pushing them to the chute for some reason.
Yeah, I don't mind that job. Usually, I get along really good. Only get a few of them that are real corkers that want to mess with you. But these were all small calves, less than 2 months old. But yep, we did figure out one of his head gates does not. The spring in the side of it broke, and it'll let him go. That's really interesting when you catch them and then they come backwards at you.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like any fun at all.
Mm-hmm. And I'm the guy who, let's see, what we actually did to these calves was we increased their chances of living. I'm going to say this in a way that any city person can understand what I'm saying, or like be, oh, really? We increased their chances of living by protecting them from some diseases, and then we gave them jewelry.
So that's what the story I was getting ready to say is, Paul, you'll get a kick out of this, and I know Eric and Tina will too. Dad was told on himself. He said it happens every year. I get in a hurry because the mama cow, because he wants to have all his calves tagged like within a day or two when they hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He said it happens every year. He said you get in a hurry because you got a cow that's like snorty and don't want you to touch her baby.
Oh.
And he said the very first calf of the year
has a tag on the back of its ear.
Exactly. He put the tag on, and he put the tag on the back side and the button inside the ear instead of the tag on the right side.
You know who was first.
All you have to do is visit my mom and dad's house to know don't let dad tag nothing no more.
Oh, Jennifer says Gillums aren't going live. Johnny is very ill. Well,
I'm telling you,
Johnny.
Pray for Johnny. I text Johnny this morning. I wasn't going to say anything, but now that it's out there, like I text this morning to check on them and see how they were
9
doing.
o'clock, 10 o'clock this morning?
Yeah, it was like 10 o'clock this morning, and he just texted me back right before we went live and said, we're okay from the fires and the storms. He said, but I just woke up. I've got really sick overnight.
Oh, no.
So
that ain't good.
No good.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got up this morning and watched his auction video. And we've been kind of go since.
Wait, Johnny has another auction video?
Yeah, almost an hour long.
I can't believe that.
Mm-hmm. The real Amish.
The real Amish.
The real Amish.
You know, that was so, not talking about my own channel, but this is going to open up the subject. Yeah. Do you guys ever get like those? I know, Paul, you've talked about those people that like, they make a comment I think it's just to get your goat. You know what I mean? Just to get you riled up.
Yes.
Or just because they're just mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had one of them on our auction video. Well, you got me. I got clickbaited. I'm like, well, it's not clickbait when it's like.
They were expecting to go to your video and see Nana kill you, I guess.
Yeah.
Angie's here. Marcel Grady's here.
Angie.
I just saw new people pop in.
There's Marcel Grady.
Howdy.
Hi, y'all. But, like the title of our our video was like we went to a gun auction, you know, and it cost us way more. And you know, it was an auction that had guns, and we did spend way
wasn't a
more
lie.
than what we planned on spending. How was that clickbait?
You said auction, and she's giving you the eyeball all over again.
Yeah.
Well,
Hello,
had a few of those.
Amy.
We had one on our. We went to Springfield to the Grizzly store, and he carried on. It's like, I don't understand how people like Grizzly. And this is a woodworking comment, and because they've ruined all the good tools out there now. And I'm like, I didn't realize Grizzly started making DeWalt, Milwaukee,
Yeah.
Delta, Jet, all these other woodworking tools and everything else. I'm like, I didn't realize they started, making all products for everybody else. It's just
right.
It's kind of like the ones that make comments about you feeding hay, Paul.
Yeah.
And most of them, they wouldn't know a cow if it licked the side of their face. They wouldn't know what it was.
You're terrible making them poor cows eat off the ground. I'm like, everything they eat comes off the ground.
You not realize they are a herd.
Like, where's Danny? Well, he's not in the house. Oh, he's in the other room. Sorry. He didn't want to be on TV tonight.
You don't want to be on camera tonight. Sorry.
That's kind of why I quit putting. I used to put out quite a bit with the pigs in it, but then it got to the point that people were commenting like, well, why don't you have heat lamps? Well, maybe because they weigh 200 and some odd pounds.
They don't need
They don't need a heat lamp anymore, y'all.
We're trying to put the fat on the outside of them, not melted away.
Yes.
Oh, I got to tell y'all something. I am the stupidest dude you ever meet. And it's proven out in almost every video I've ever made. Yesterday, I was in a little bit of a hurry because
we're just sitting in the truck to stay warm. We're in our front yard. We was outside at the griddle earlier. Sorry, Paul.
I just was about to get dumped on with rain, and I was counting the cows on the four-wheeler. Well, I've got a normal route, and I'm lazy and my running gears wore out, so I go through and open a gate and shut it, go all the way through this section to the next side and count the other cows, shutting gates behind me. And then when I get on the road, I can just buzz home. It's only about a mile and a half. Well, I got a new neighbor.
Hi, Lacey.
He is an Oklahoma Highway Patrolman. I've met him. And anybody that don't know, it's illegal as sin to drive a four-wheeler on a road. Doesn't matter what road it is. And I'd been trying to catch him. I hadn't got his phone number yet, but he's building a driveway where they're going to build a house. And he had told me he had a guy that was going to quote it. And then the next thing I see, he's bought a skid loader and is out there off and on working on building this driveway. And I thought, man, I'll catch him by there someday. I need to talk to him because I was going to share a phone number with him of a guy I get rock from. And dadgum, if it ain't just fixing to pour, and there he is out there working on that driveway. And so I turn around and go back and pull right up there. I mean, he busts out the front of that loader, and he's coming toward me at a high rate of speed. I said, hey, I got a phone number I want to share with you, but I don't have your phone number. What's your phone number? Before he could say anything, he told me his phone number. I said, I'll text you the guy's number. We're fixing to get rained on. Put it in my pocket, took off. And it hit me when I got home. I'm like, he was probably going to tell me how I hadn't ought to be driving that on the road.
Well, okay, so there is in Kansas, you can be on a county road, you cannot be on a state road.
Well, I have even heard some people talk about you can put a slow-moving vehicle sign on the back of them and get along.
As long as you have the orange placard and a flag in Missouri.
It's a farm. It's a farm implement.
Yeah, that was in Missouri that was talked about. But here's the other thing I've got going for me. Almost all the road I drive on is on my property. Yeah, so I'm like, well, currently, I mean, I kind of may have trespassed through the road here, but I'm on an easement on my own property.
Mhm.
I've never had them give me trouble. I've even talked to several Newton County sheriffs, and it's probably because I wear overalls and carry a feed bucket with me everywhere I go. But I don't look like the kid who was stealing cars from the neighbors.
Mhm. Yeah,
Ooh,
I,
that
I
is a
talked
good
to
question.
one
How
of our
was the
troopers one
concert,
time.
Derek? Derek went and watched Blackberry smoke.
Nope. I was talking to one of our troopers years ago, asking about four-wheelers on the road and all that. He goes, Missouri's not going to flat out tell you no. But if you want to make a, like you tag and drive a ATV on the road, you got to do so many weird things. So you got to have a 6-foot flag. You have to have a windshield. You got to have normal road tires. You can't have the off-road tires. You got to have a seat belt.
What?
You got to have a seat.
No way.
A
It's like a
motorcycle has to have a
conglomeration
seatbelt.
between car and motorcycle rules that they put together. And he goes, it's usually the thing right there that keeps people from actually going through it. Plus, you got to spend a whole bunch of money. He goes, because I'm like, who in the right mind is going to want to be strapped down to ATV and get hit? He goes, exactly. He goes, I go, why don't they do it like motorcycles? He goes, because they have 4 wheels, so they do it as an automobile. So you have to have the seat belt and the windshield and everything else. I'm like, wow.
Well,
Can the
now
windshield just be plexiglass like what we put in the side by side?
I don't know.
I don't know how the hang up goes there, but in Oklahoma, I've had a lot of friends that get pulled over, and the highway patrol will try to give them a seatbelt ticket, and they'll get it overturned because they were driving a farm truck. And somehow they can get out of that seatbelt deal because it's a farm truck. And I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But
He's also, as long as you're doing farming, you're going from like one pasture to another, as long as you're not out on state highway, it's county road. They don't care,
they're
but
not
you gotta
nearly as
be.
lenient as the state of Kansas, which would let a 9-year-old, if he's capable, drive an 18-wheeler to the elevator,
Yep.
But
Sure can.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing the business of farming, a 9-year-old, if he could touch and could operate that grain truck, he could drive it there.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Let's see, Missouri, they let you do
Tractors.
Well, no, I mean tractor trailer semis with a regular vehicle driver's license, air brakes and all that, as long as it's farm related. I figure you at least have to have some sort of a CDL with air brake endorsement for that.
But if you're going to drive a 20-passenger van or a 15-passenger van, you're really supposed to have a CDL and passenger endorsement and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really? It could be your own family in the van.
In Oklahoma, you're good on a 15. You're good up to 19 passengers, but if it's got 20 capacity, you got to have a CDL.
Wow.
Yeah.
So these, what do they call them? A minibus?
Mm-hmm.
Minibuses and stuff like that. They have to have CDL to drive them, but you can drive up to 19 people.
Yeah.
A 15-passenger van's good. However, it would have been just fine with me if I never knew how to drive a church van. You ever get started, they forget who you are.
Yep. I know some states, even if you're pulling like a fifth wheel RV, you got to have a CDL, but it's not a regular commercial driver's license. It's like a RV CDL. So you don't have to have the air brake endorsement or anything else.
Oh, Derek put out some shorts. I haven't seen those shorts, Derek. I'll have to go search for them.
Definitely go check them out here in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't like shorts. They don't show me shorts from people I want to
Angie,
see.
usually that is I know it's the Missouri sign that you need to speak to a police officer.
Oh, you talking about the one finger salute?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're number one.
that's freedom of speech. That's protected under the First Amendment.
I was just saying,
Devil
hey,
dog.
over here, I
Devil
need
dog.
to speak with
You're going to get in trouble doing stuff like that, devil dog.
Hey,
Now-
by the way, Amy, I popped into Amy's live. She was at 10 Killer showing people 10 Killer earlier
Well, I missed
too.
that one too.
She wouldn't show us our spot because someone was there.
Well, that's just rude.
She couldn't like point across the way and go, "See that? That's right there. That's
It
yours."
was a long ways away, though. You couldn't really see it. She's like, it's right over there.
We were busy
There's
out
someone
digging
in it.
holes in the yard.
And plug them with.
Well, you know,
Horrible
10
point.
Killer was the place last year that I was just walking and someone told me all about that I was walking through their campsite in a public campground.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty then.
They're turning you in for walking through there.
And
Wow.
I guess maybe I'm just so naive. I didn't know that when you were in a public campground that you had private property that no one could enter.
They should have put up a no
it
trespassing
wasn't like I
sign.
was going in their camper.
Mm-hmm. I guess next time they need to put some purple paint and some barbed wire fence up around it. Oh, jeez.
So I had some people that I knew one time. I don't remember who put this up. Devil Dog, I think. That the bed on their truck had rusted out where it bolted down at, and so they took it off. And the only thing they had was one of them little 100-gallon oval stock tanks. So they put 2 ratchet straps around that stock tank to the frame, and it was sitting on the frame of that truck. And I seen them in town with 2 people riding in that stock tank. and all I could think was, somehow the old boy at Quapaw that was a cop should see this, because he had told people before you could get by with riding in the bed of the truck, but you couldn't set up on the edge. You had to be down in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Yep.
they were down in that stock tank. They weren't setting up on the edge, at least, you know.
Yep. Yep.
They were
Well, I'll
driving
tell
it
you.
like they stole it too. I mean,
I know people who have got written tickets for people riding in the back of their truck.
Mm-hmm. I remember the good old days where that was the place to go.
That was the place to ride, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
And
Yep,
then, well, yeah, but they're a little edgy about that around here because I know years ago, when my mom was in school, they used to have a homecoming parade.
Mm-hmm.
And during the homecoming parade, someone was sitting on the bedside through the parade and fell off. And yeah,
Oh goodness.
Yeah. Well,
But-
Missouri, I think you have to be 18
18.
and have a valid driver's license, or you just have to be 18.
I don't know. I'm not a traffic cop.
But yeah, you have to be 18 years old now to ride in the back of a pickup. Of course, you got to be sitting down in the truck.
I know you got to be 18.
Devil Dog said the same thing. It is illegal in Texas too.
he also said fill the stock tank with water, and they'd have
I
it
saw
ready.
that.
Yeah, true.
I'm like, you forgot about portable. I don't know how you'd get hot water, but think about filling that dude with some ice water in the
Ooh.
summertime. Oh, come out of the hayfield and just duck
There
over
ain't
in.
no time I ever want to sit in an ice water bath.
I mean, it was just about the right height to where I could have stood over it and just stuck my whole upper torso down in it and then come back out. That'd have felt good a few days.
Well, I seen one several years ago, and I don't remember if it was on Facebook or YouTube, but where they just basically just took a tarp and lined the bed of their
Oh, it
pickup.
was
And
on. Oh gosh, the beards.
Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty.
That's what it was. Made their own little tub sitting back bed of the pickup
You know,
truck.
nowadays they got even more ways that they want to write you a ticket for people riding in the bed of the truck because there's no seat belts back there.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
bungee cords, you can make them.
Yeah.
that seatbelt
Ratchet straps.
law.
Make your own seatbelt.
I know some people that get very upset over the seatbelt law.
I used to be the worst. I would not ever wear my seatbelt because, but now my car won't shut up if I don't. So I finally learned to wear it all the time.
Well, Missouri, just within the last few years, finally passed the motorcycle law where you don't have to have a helmet
Well,
on.
if I have to wear a seatbelt, motorcycles should wear a helmet.
It's funny though, and I've been noticing here when Missouri finally passed the no helmet law on motorcycles, you didn't see motorcycle one, rider one without a helmet on, and then now, within the last few months or so, I just started noticing that you see more people with wearing a helmet than you do not wearing a helmet.
Well, yeah, they finally figured it out.
Julie, you are right there. Need to quit making legislation to stop natural selection.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say. My mom was the worst one about wearing a seatbelt too. She hated wearing a seatbelt. But after her wreck, they said one of my friends, who was actually the one that found her and stuff, said no, she had her seatbelt on. And I was like, what? She never wore her seatbelt. Tell me the time she was killed, that's the time she had the seatbelt on.
Who in here had a helmet when they were riding a bicycle as a youngster?
Nope.
I barely had a bicycle when I was a youngster.
Me neither. See, and natural selection was in play back then. Nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
I rode the back of the pickup without a helmet too, or a seatbelt. We'd ride down the highway on the back of the flatbed truck, even.
Man, Derek, you were close. Derek just sent me a picture of him at the concert, and man, he was close to the stage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, Duncan, I think that would get really, really heavy for a half-ton pickup. I don't know how much water it actually hold, but water is like 8 pounds a gallon, and
yeah,
you just have a little bit of water in the bottom.
Well, I know.
Keep cool.
You know, some of these people that like do the off grid and they haul water themselves, they'll put one of them IBC totes in the back to fill up with water, and I'll see them try to do that with a Ranger or something, and I'm like,
yeah, ain't gonna work.
You realize like that thing holds almost 300 gallons of water at 8 pounds?
Yeah, 2,400
per gallon.
And the IBC totes aren't the lightest either.
No.
All right. You asked for it because you mentioned Ford Ranger. Back when I was driving a Ford Ranger, my aunt gave me the house that her and my mom grew up in, that my granddad had built. Except I had to move it because she was going to sell the farm. I'm like, fine, no problem. I got a guy to move it. But that put me in a market where I had to buy a bunch of concrete blocks. And we set this house up. My son still lives in this house. We set this house up so that we could build onto it. And at the far end, a 2-car garage would come out at ground level. And so it had like 3 tiers of blocks at the back end of it and 5 at the front end of it. And it was kind of built on a slope that way. And I figured it up a rough cost. I was going to have maybe 500 blocks along with what we was able to salvage from where they picked it up at.
Mm-hmm.
And I called a couple places and found out that Sutherland's in Joplin had the cheapest price on concrete blocks. It's actually cheaper there than the 2 places where I could buy them where they made them at, which made no sense at all. But so I was free enough one evening, early enough, I could go up there. I went up there, it was like 6 o'clock, and I waited at the service desk for 10 minutes for somebody to show up. And finally this kid comes in there, and he's a youngster looking dude, maybe wet behind the ears still. And I told him what I was wanting to do and that I'd pay them to deliver them if they could set them off around that building or that house, if they could get them in one trip.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, well, the pallets weigh a ton, but I don't know how many blocks are on a pallet. And I'll have to call down to the lumber desk to find out. So he calls down there, and apparently ain't no help down there either. And they said, we'll have to go count. So meanwhile, while we're waiting on them to get back with us, he helps the person behind me, which I'm like, this ain't starting well. you know.
Ain't going very well.
They finally call back, and in the middle of helping this other person, he says to me over their shoulder, "There's 60 blocks on a pallet." And I'm
Okay,
like,
Evan.
okay. And I said, okay, so can you deliver them all in one load? I need 500 of them. He says, gets real close and says it more plainly. He says, there's 60 blocks on a pallet. The pallets weigh a ton apiece, and we haul them on 2-ton trucks. And I said, are you telling me you think you can only put 2 of those pallets on a truck? He says, that's exactly right. We would get in trouble by the law if we haul more than that. And I said, dude, I own 5 of those trucks like that. They'll haul 8,000 to 10,000 pounds of payload really easy. He said, you might be able to get by with that, but we would never be able to get by with that. And I said, dude, I'd haul one of them in the back of my Ranger pickup. I ain't worried about it. And he said, well, can I help the person behind you now? I'm like, okay. So I go get in my little Ranger, and I think to myself, there's got to be somebody here smarter than that dude.
Probably not.
How long ago was that? Was you working there?
No, that was 18 years ago. 18 years ago. I can tell you it wasn't Eric, but he may have known the guy.
No, because I quit working there right after I graduated and started doing construction.
So I go down to the lumber desk, and I don't even bother to park because I don't think I'm going to be there that long. I just pull right up across their door, and I go in there, and the guy said, man, can I help you? And I said, yeah. I need to know, do you guys ever load them trucks with concrete blocks to go out? And he says, sometimes. I said, how many pallets do you put on them? He said, however many they want. I said, you ever put 3 on there? He said, no. I'm like,
My dad like going in there and messing with them and be like, I need, however many 8-foot 4x2s.
4x2s.
Or 6x2s or 8x2s.
Yeah.
Now say it backwards and
Well, you don't
like,
have that.
Would a 2x4 work for you? Dad's like, no, I want a 4x2. I need X amount of them, and they need to be 8 foot long. Sir, we don't carry. We got 2x4s.
Well,
Dad's like, no, I want 4x2s.
Well, I know about Lowe's. Lowe's has this low price guarantee where if you find a price lower than theirs, they'll give you 10% off of that price.
Mm-hmm.
So I go over to Lowe's, and if I'm lying, I'm dying. It could have been that dude's brother that was at the service desk. And I told him, I said, I don't want to come off wrong, man. I just had a bad experience across the road. And I'm needing some concrete blocks. He said, oh, yeah, how many you need? And I said, 500. He said, 500? I said, yeah, and I'd pay you to deliver them if you can get them to me all in one truckload and set them off around this house that I'm putting a foundation under. Oh, okay. And I had mentioned what the price was across the road. And I can't remember. It was like 95 cents or $1 and a nickel. I think it was $1 and a nickel.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, wow, that's way cheaper than our price. I'm here, though. And he comes back in just a few minutes, and he says, they say they can haul them all in one load and won't be a problem. You just got to let us know when you want it. I said, I want to pay for it right now. Mm-hmm. He said, you say that was only 95 or $1 and a nickel across the road? And I said, yeah. He said, hang on, I'll be back. And then I can just picture them guys over there answering the phone, probably that same guy. Yeah, we sell them for $1 and a nickel. But they didn't sell me any. So he comes back and he says, well, sir, let me tell you how this works out. At 10% off on your 500 blocks makes it 95 cents a block or something like that. And the amount that you save comes out to within $3 of the amount you would have had to pay just for those blocks over there, except you're getting them delivered. And then I'm like, thank you, Jesus.
Exactly.
They
And you didn't have to
scheduled.
put up with stupidity.
They
There's one
scheduled
thing
that.
in this world I can't tolerate, and that's stupid.
They
There's a lot of
scheduled
it.
those to show up on a day that I got new baby chickens.
Oh no!
And I got the call and I seen a truck come to the corner here by the house and head north. And so I went down there to show him where I wanted him at. And when I got back here, they had my chickens all unloaded. Made my
Well,
whole
look at
family mad.
you. That sounds like a win to me.
I can't be in two places at once. Yeah, so that's my 2-ton truck story. If you ever got a 2-ton truck, you can only haul 2 tons on it because it says so.
Oh my gosh, what would they do? What would they do if they were out here like us with these grain sides on the side of a 2-ton truck?
If they only knew that the trucks that pull them trailers that haul 80,000 pounds were only 5-ton trucks.
Bingo.
You know? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's raining here.
Is it?
I can't read one video or comment.
That's kind of people your mom had warned you about. Their elevator doesn't go to the top floor.
Yep.
Derek says, or a window stretcher or a door stretcher.
Well, when I worked Sutherland's, we'd have you guys go look for the pre-dug post holes.
I remember you talking about that.
We would have,
cattle bladders.
so I may or may not have been one that's like,
No.
Is that now or?
Right now, 42's the feels like.
Yeah.
that may or may not have told the gullible guy at my school, hey, would you go over to the welding department because they borrowed my bolt stretcher? I need another bolt stretcher. And what gets worse is said, smart kid fell for it and takes off. And then when he got to the welding shop said, I'll let maintenance borrow that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So then he went to the maintenance department.
Mm-hmm.
A relative of mine and a couple of his friends used to work up here for CFI. I think he still works there. And they work on their trucks. And he said that they always do that for a new guy. They'll send him to Kenworth or somewhere and say, we need this. And it's usually like a door adjuster or and in the end they give them a tire tool, what they wind up giving them, you know. And they said I had to go to 5 places to get this door stretcher. The guy at Kenworth would play right along because he knew what the word was, and he'd say, "Oh no, but I know they've got them at Freightliner." And he goes, "Freightliner, no, and Freightliner. Let's see, is it Freightliner or Peterbilt all the way out here by Petro?" And they'd say, "No, but Fleet Pride has very good ones of those." And so he'd get to go halfway to Carthage or more. Yep.
James Hall, I'd be careful asking for that box of toenails.
What? Box of
He says,
toenails.
I need a board stretcher and a box of toenails. I was like, I'd be careful asking for that one.
Yeah, we went. Yeah, I've seen people for that kind of stuff. I'm out on box of toenails.
That's just one of the things that makes you go, ooh.
One of those building trips I went on with the missionary group from church I was pastoring previous. We were putting together some walls, and me and this other guy, the guy that was a crew boss, was one of those ones that would show you how to put stuff in a drawer, and the handle had to be oriented a certain way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he had this way, oh, you got to do it this way and this way. And so we was trying to do it his way, because if you don't, he makes you do it over. Just about like going to school. We was using an air nailer, and it was a pretty new air nailer. I'm not used to air nailer. I've never been around one a lot. And I went down through there and held up the board on my end and got it about at the right spot. And Darren nailed all of his. And Then he gave me the nailer, and I noticed how he was standing out here outside of the wall while I was nailing away from him. And I hit that thing, and it double shot. And one of them went over the top of the 2x4, over the top of the plate that I was nailing onto the wall.
I don't trust you.
And it was back when I had a thumb. And I had on a pair of gloves, and that right here, right there, it did not get in my hide at all.
Nope.
But the nail was hanging out of my glove.
Oh my gosh.
So I just kept on, and I nailed all the rest of that together. And Darren, this big old guy, he looks at me and says, "Now we need to go get that took care of." And I said, "What, this?" And I pulled that out, and he said, "Don't do that." I said, "It was just in my glove. It didn't even scratch my hand." Oh, okay.
I was the construction was building the insurance center back up behind the old Joplin Ford there off Range Line, and it's sitting directly back in behind. But anyway, I was putting insulation up in the ceiling, and I'm using a hammer stapler, and I was holding it up there with my one hand, and I swung back and hit it, and I just clipped the end of the ceiling joist, and I drove that staple right into my wrist right here, and I couldn't open my hand up. And I tried getting a hold of my fingers, and I couldn't pull that staple out. And I'm like, crap. So I get down off the scaffold, and I go over and work with the old journeyman that I was working with. And he's, I don't know, he's probably about 120 years old or so. But anyway, I go out there and I hold my hand out, and I'm like, he goes, "What did you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I put he looked at the staple and looked back up at me, and he looked at the goes, "How'd you do that?" He goes, "How dumb you got to be." I'm like, "About that dumb."
About that dumb.
He's sitting there looking, and he's like,
this much.
Big old crappie.
I was like, I can't even open my hand up or nothing. And he's like, "You idiot." And he pulls out a pair of channel locks and grabs a hold of that staple, pulls that out. And I'm like, "Oh, I feel so much better." I'm sitting there working my fingers back and forth. He's like, "Now get up there, finish putting that insulation up in the ceiling." I'm like, all right. So I finished that. Well, same job site, few weeks later, we're building the soffit out for this entrance over the door. And I'm finished framing it on the floor, and we're going to pack it back out. And he's actually out on the scaffolding waiting for me, because him and me and another guy's going to finish, carry it out there, lift it up on the scaffolding, and then install it. And got a 24-ounce waffle head framing hammer, and I slipped my hand and rear back, and I blew the tip of my fingertip out. I mean, I got blood going everywhere. And I'm sitting there jumping up and down, saying a few choice words. And next thing I know, I notice him sticking his head down, looking through the doorway at me. He goes, "You're bleeding all over my floor. Go get a Band-Aid and get back up here so we can get this finished." And so I go down the job site trailer, walk in, our foreman's sitting out there. He goes, and he's already got the Band-Aid ready for me. He goes, "You better get out there because he's getting cranky." I'm like, "Yeah, he is."
Well, today, and I could talk about this because I didn't get it on film. I should have got it on film because it would have went viral. I'm helping move panels around, or a panel. And I get done, I set it in place, and I'm on a mission. I'm like, I go to the next one to go. I'm thinking I'm going to think a step ahead of my dad, And if you ever had to work with your dad, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you're supposed to just automatically know what he's thinking and go do it, So I'm thinking ahead.
Your husband.
She's not even
Listen,
on.
you're over there eating. I'm dying of hunger over here. She's over here eating pepperoni and cheese without me.
Wow,
and she says that
that's
to
just
me.
not right.
Anyway.
Well, you ate in front of him too.
I ain't married to him.
But anyway, he so I turn around and I just take off walking. I didn't even look at the ground or nothing. I'm just like on a mission. And I go to step down, and you know, I'm way more rounder than I used to be, but I forget that. Like, not near as agile as I used to be. And I step, and when I stepped, there was no bottom to that step.
Oh,
There was a hole like this deep. And what I've stepped in the bottom of that, and when I did, I just endoed right there. My dad's like, oh, are you okay? And I got up giggling. I said, I mean, I'm fine, other than my pride's hurt.
You know, Dale, working with my dad, I learned to not try to guess what he's thinking.
No, yeah.
Because I always, between me and him, we thought from the opposite ends of beginning to solve a problem. I'd go one direction with it, and he'd go the other. We both get it done, but we came to an agreement a long time ago because we'd wind up having to both do it over if one of the others started without us. So at his place, we do it his way, and at my place, we do it my way. And that became, we're doing it all Paul's way because Paul's doing it all.
Yeah.
That's the way it's ended up. But
One thing real quick, Evelyn did post it up here, and Amy's saying too, can't wait to see and hang with y'all at 10 Killer. Everybody remember 10 Killer meetup.
yep, coming up.
April 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Be here before you know it.
yep.
Cherokee Landing State Park.
Be there or be square.
I'll probably be square anyway. Nita said she'd be round. Well, that's not what she said. What'd you say?
No lie.
I'd be round.
She said she'd be round. She didn't say she'd be around. She said
I'm
she'd
round
be
too.
round.
I'm in
Well-
shape. Round is a shape.
I roll really good.
This woman is killing me.
I don't even know what it is.
She's over here eating.
What's she eating now?
chocolate milk too.
Oh, and she had chocolate milk. It's on.
Oh.
What you're talking about there means she was eating pizza, right?
No, she literally was eating pepperoni and cheese.
Well, she
Oh.
gave you some.
I got calm down in my mouth.
Oh, goodness. We go to 10 Killer. We'll take Dale some pepperoni and cheese.
James, you're not even round enough to be considered round.
No.
We like it when you're around. I am. I'm getting excited about 10 Killer.
Me
It's going to
too.
be one of my vacation times this year.
Yep.
April
Yeah,
14th,
message
the only
Nina
reason why that
yesterday.
keeps coming into your mind, David, is because you got to have your taxes mailed out
Oh,
the day after that.
I did have something I want to share with you. I don't think my dad's losing his mind. I'm beginning to believe he never had it. Day before yesterday was his birthday. And don't if you can help it, don't celebrate your dad's birthday this way. But he and I both lost a dear friend. It was a member of Mom and Dad's church, and guy had worked on equipment for me off and on for a long time, and he was a ex-BF Goodrich worker. They're hard to kill, by the way. He was 85 when he passed away. We buried him on the morning of Dad's birthday. So my mom had to be at the church and help with dinner stuff and getting ready for that. So I went down and picked Dad up, and we went to the services. And my dad's running gear ain't no good either. He was having to walk with a cane. So we went to Seneca and grabbed a hamburger, and I need to get a light bulb for the headlight on my truck. And we sat there and ate that. And I said, well, Dad, how's it feel to be, I guess it's 78, 79. Anyway, he thought it was the year before that. He thought he was 1 year younger.
I've been trying to do that
I
for
said,
years.
let's do the math, Dad. And so I took out my phone and did the math, and he says, "Oh, wow, I made it farther than I thought it would. 78." He thought he was only 77. I don't know. I don't know if you call that losing it a little bit or not, but he may have lost a year there that he didn't know about.
Hey, we had, what did Grandma turn when we had her birthday? My grandma's birthday is January
New
1st, New Year's Day.
Oh, that was the day my dad died.
What? She was 84 or 85.
I think she was 85.
She's 85. And we all went to the nursing home for her birthday. And she says, yeah, I didn't know I'd be 80. We said, Grandma, you're 85.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm 80.
And jelly.
And we had to like talk to her about that too. But she kind of has a little excuse. She's got Parkinson's, and it's really affected her memory now and stuff like that. So, but I told Lisa I'm starting to get to the age that I want to forget how old I am. I mean, when I get as old as she
I'm the
is,
oldest one up here.
when I get as old as Lisa and Paul and Tina are,
Hey,
I'm going to
you
forget
just
how
crossed
old
the
I
line,
am.
brother. I was going to amen you, but you just crossed the line. Amen him, and then you cross the line. If you get as old as, you better shoot for a little higher than that, brother, because you're almost there.
I'm gonna be old like he is too in about a week and a half.
That's
so.
the first time.
Oh, we got to go.
That's the first time in my lifetime she's ever admitted to being the same age as me. She used to
We're
tell
going
me.
to have a meetup
Yeah.
for an
I
Anita's
don't know what's
birthday.
been keeping that from going on for a long time.
He tells me he's taking me
Evelyn's like
somewhere
28
next
and holding.
Saturday. I have no idea where.
I ain't telling.
You don't even know.
He's going to take you somewhere nice.
He
You're going to go to Babes Drive-In.
Hey, that's
do
pretty
know
good.
where. I do know where. It's not a place that I would normally just go to because it's quite a little ways away from the house. Anita,
What?
will you open this for me? I ain't got no thumb.
I got no club.
Oh, my
You know,
goodness.
Paul, you're just one digit away from being considered a four-toe sloth at this point.
I've already told him that.
I'd have to slow down some.
I
But
told
one
him.
thing about it, if you're a sloth, Evelyn and Nana are in. They're going to give you hugs because they want to hug sloths.
Already taken. Already taken. She says she lost the receipt and can't return me.
Well, they don't want to keep the sloth. They just want to give them a hug.
You didn't have to point it toward me as good.
I do know.
It still ain't open.
Nothing.
I was noticing that. I wasn't going to say anything, but I noticed that too. It still ain't.
I don't want you pointing that knife at me again. Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness.
I wish the Ziploc people would really seriously get with the cereal and the hot dog people because
Yeah.
they can't make a Ziploc bag. I mean, it's bad enough to injure a one-thumb man.
Travis says he's 64. No way. James says he's 58.
Really? He ain't much older than me.
Okay, I'll do it.
Like that.
I'll do it. You almost did it.
What? No
way.
Julie Cook, there's no way that Julie Cook's 64.
He said, all I can say is 64 came around in 0 point nothing. I know.
Say, nobody in my family makes it to 70, so I'm going to enjoy my 60s,
You got
50s, and 60s. So, yeah.
I can't reach him.
You got to hand it to short people because they can't reach it.
We can all give her a hand.
Give me a gallon-sized bag, but I can't reach him.
The half will work then. Just give me a half.
Man, our TV, so we get very few, like, we put up an antenna, so we get a very few, like, local stations.
Does
Mhm.
Nana have to go turn the pole?
No, actually, I could just push a button.
Ooh,
Just say
We
Nana
high
was
class rednecks now.
right.
But we were watching, like, good stuff. We had it on Ion, so we were watching, like, SVU, Criminal Minds or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, reruns of it. Now they put this
Now it's soccer.
Soccer.
Women's soccer.
You know what that goes to prove? It's just like my grandpa used to say when I was a little kid. There ain't nothing
look at
on that
Amy
TV
bragging.
worth watching.
Amy's bragging. I'll be 42 this year.
You're a baby.
watch out if you ever come to my house because Anita just tried to put the hot dogs back in the cabinet.
She keeps
My
you tough
kids-
that way,
My
Paul.
digits are dying one at a time.
Oh, goodness.
Turn 30.
Are you
I
turning
don't know.
30? Oh,
You gonna eat a piece of this apple pie after supper?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I got a kid. I got a kid that just turned 30.
We
Yeah,
have a kid
true.
turning 30 this year.
At 10 Killer Meetup.
Yep.
Are they
Our
going?
youngest grandson
I don't
turned
know.
5
And
the
they
other
said
day.
they were.
But anyway, what I was going to comment with the soccer that was up there, I went to look at her and I just caught a glimpse. It's like watching football. Some girl just took out some other girl on there, like, and now she's laying on the grass crying.
I'm not sure they're all girls.
It's time for me.
I was gonna say soccer's starting to get more popular over here and stuff. They're getting professional teams all over, and I think
What?
St. Louis and Kansas City even have their own professional
Yeah.
teams.
Well, they're talking
Yeah,
about
but it's just like,
Bentonville. Isn't it Bentonville or Springdale or Rogers was going to have a professional soccer team
I must have missed that one.
somewhere in Northwest Arkansas.
but it's just
Paul's
like
got
this on
pickles.
TV. This is big professional on TV, big old teams, and there's like 10 people watching it in the stadium. Why they think we want to watch it on TV is beyond me.
Because they want to get more people to watch it because there's only 10 people in the stadium.
Like I don't know what they're not getting about Americans don't like soccer.
American rednecks. There is a higher class of Americans apparently that does like soccer
Apparently.
because they want their kids to play it bad enough to travel. One of the kids at my church, I believe they traveled to Tulsa. I know she's been involved in it was tournaments in Springfield and Yukon, Oklahoma.
Man.
I'm like, are you serious? But then it was basketball playoffs, wasn't it? You may know where Wyandotte and Fairland, Oklahoma are. They're about 6 miles apart on the same highway.
I've been there before.
So have I.
Their high school basketball teams played 5 times in the normal season. Twice was at tournaments that were more than 50 miles away. And they had to play each other in the state playoffs. Guess where they had to go to play?
Where?
Do you know where? It was not Guthrie. It's a town over by Guthrie.
Way across the state.
Yes, almost Oklahoma City.
Oh,
Wow.
goodness.
Crazy. Why?
That sounds like those kids out there in them little bitty schools in western Kansas. We're gonna have a game on Friday. Where's your game at? Central Missouri. It's 8 hours one way.
Uh-huh.
They're sour.
You can find like somebody right down the road a little ways to play.
Sour.
Those are what?
Oh.
I think she's got a bad attitude.
Sour.
Make that place in there just a minute ago. The one
I'm gonna
that
make a face at you.
she made a face that looked like
darn
she was turning her face wrong side out. Oh, man.
What was it? A pickle? And it was sour?
She'll stay out of my pickles, I guess.
Apparently she will.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been one of them.
No, I'll be dumb enough and get another one.
Oh, a Clausen.
Those are good ones.
But they're good, but they're sour.
Well, at least
I
they're
like
not
the,
sweet because God didn't want sweet pickles made. They're of the devil.
I like the spicy pickled okra. Those are really good.
Mm.
I like just regular pickled okra.
Well, I do too, but I like the spicy
You're getting
ones.
hungry. How about you, Dale? I'm not like some of these other people on here that have already eaten.
I've
Eric's
got
got-
the pepper coming.
Oh, and now she's
Medical
got
emergency
Reese's.
candy. It's his
All right,
EMC.
that's it.
Is it a holiday? Is it a holiday or something down there?
No, Eric keeps these in the truck. It's his EMC, emergency medical
no.
candy.
When I drop low.
That's what he tells me anyway.
Well, I've had this bag in here for at least 3 months.
Where?
Well, it's probably one solid one if it's been in there.
Here, Lisa.
What?
Look here.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but
my
this is
goodness.
Ooh.
Dr. Pepper Peeps.
I have two
Yeah.
of those.
I like Peeps.
Yum.
In my refrigerator.
I love Peeps.
And then I have
Oh yeah.
Oh, now those are good.
We couldn't
Those are
afford
good.
regular eggs.
Right?
that was a
Well,
birthday present from a
I
friend.
like this time of the year. I like robin eggs. You guys know what robin eggs are?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Those are really
They
good too.
they're like milk duds, but the outside of them is hard.
Yep.
Yuck.
I think my blood
Or
sugar's
whoppers,
going
excuse me, whoppers.
Oh, I
She
love
won't eat
Whoppers.
them.
She's weird.
She doesn't like whoppers. What kind of an animal doesn't like whoppers?
I don't know
Although
if I
This
can.
animal.
That kind right there.
That's right.
Although the
I do
what
not
was that
like-
blackberry Dr. Pepper ice cream that I sent you the other day?
Yes,
really good.
that looks good.
Well, now wait a minute. You tried the blackberry Dr. Pepper and you said it was nasty.
I didn't say it was nasty. I said
I like it.
if they need to back off of the blackberry flavor a little bit.
I've
but-
had.
Well, we tried
like
last
the
summer. We
strawberry one,
tried the
too.
coconut Dr.
I
Pepper.
don't know, but it wasn't. It was strawberry and cream.
That's what I like it too.
She does that zero sugar blackberry Dr. Pepper. I've had cough medicine that tasted better than that stuff.
I brought
Keeps
her
him out of it.
stuff for Valentine's Day,
That's right.
and she's almost ate it all.
What was it?
Oh, Evelyn don't like.
I
them
got to
either.
tell you what kind of self-control it takes to have that kind of chocolate in the refrigerator. That like me, and I'm like,
I'd be eating my own hand trying
See?
to keep from eating it.
These are my animals. Julie and Evelyn are my animals. They don't like
I don't
them
like
either.
Peeps. Ugh.
I love Peeps.
So it's a female thing.
I even like the Peeps eggnog.
Ew.
Sean says vanilla pancakes
What
with
eggnog?
peanut butter and syrup. Who's that sound like?
Me.
And see, Lori's my kind of people. She loves Whoppers.
I like Whoppers too.
Whoppers I like.
Anita loves Whoppers.
Yep. We had a winter dog growing out that he loved Whoppers.
What?
Oh goodness.
She won't eat them. She brings them home to me and says, "Here, I've had enough of these."
Amy says she thinks the blackberry Dr. Pepper tastes like grape soda. Well, grape soda's good.
I don't think so. I tried it. It's not good.
It's pharmacy flavored cough syrup. Yeah, I took one sip of that. I'm like, no, that stuff was
She says,
nasty.
here, have your cough syrup back.
I want a drink that's made out of the same flavor as Pepto.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I love that pink flavor.
I
of
love
Pepto.
You can buy that by the gallon at the co-op.
Hell.
No, just wrong.
No.
Look, we were friends.
Oh goodness.
You better watch out. She's pretty crafty. Your face or head might be a gnome.
Oh goodness.
There's
She's like, "Ooh,
Greg gotta say those malted bird eggs are awesome.
yes, Greg. He's figured it out.
I've been known to be one of those people that bought a package of okay. I grabbed a package of robin eggs when we got in a big box store that starts with the W.
This just down the road from us.
I opened that bag, and when I got to the cash register, I handed them an empty bag. That I need to pay for this.
Think about
We've
what
had to
kind of
do that with
connection
him,
kit
too,
they'd
with his
have
blood
if you
sugar.
went in there and bought a pair of shoes and wore them out the door like we used to. Did I ever do that? I mean, I remember doing that when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You get new shoes, you gotta wear them right away.
Right.
Yep.
Now they'd be like,
Exactly.
can you take those off? We have to take our tracking device off of that.
Right.
You're gonna want Pepto flavored fudge.
Ooh.
We get up the
I
register.
wonder if they
show
have
the
any of
cashier,
that in
look
a
at my
certain
new
town in
shoes.
Missouri.
I think if you eat enough of that fudge from that certain town in Missouri, you might need Pepto.
You're gonna need more than that.
Hey, I'm telling you, Derek, you talk about all that low carb. You got peanut butter cups that are low carb Atkins. I'm gonna let you in a little tip. Don't eat too many of them because you will lose weight because you will not be able
You'll
to
most
leave
likely lose friends around
the
you too.
porcelain throne.
They'll rearrange your
He says this
schedule.
low carb diet is driving me crazy. I could trade Gina for some Whoppers and real Reese's cups right now.
So along those lines, I got to tell you y'all a story. I love sugar-free candy, and of course, you know, I don't. After you eat so many, they don't love you back so much. But I had a girl I was working with. I gave her a bunch of them because she tried one time, and she's like, "Oh, these are good." Well, I was like, "Well, I'll give her a whole bunch. She'll eat them, and then she's gonna be, you know, gassy and all that other stuff." I did not think the fact that she was breastfeeding a newborn child.
Oh no.
Oh.
She only ate a few of them, and her boss walks in and he's like, "Oh, those are gonna tear you up," so she quit eating them. Well, I asked her the next day. I'm like, "So was you gassy last night?" She goes, "No, but Aiden, her baby was." I'm like, "Oh no, oh no." Luckily, it was just gas that he had, but yeah, I felt about that big after doing that because I completely forgot about her breastfeeding. I'm like, no.
Oh, see, they're all talking about pancakes with peanut butter. Sean started it.
Oh, pancakes
Yeah.
and peanut butter are
Pancakes
awesome.
with peanut butter and
And
syrup.
I like that.
Now everybody's in there like, I'm gonna have pancake in the morning. I'm gonna have
make
pancakes
pancakes
with
in the
peanut
morning.
butter.
You could probably Google that. Andy.
We'll come out here.
I
make
don't know
one
what it
grill
is.
while you're building my
What
greenhouse.
is?
What is going on?
It's a bread box
Yeah.
that you put the package of bread in. You pull down, and the bread pops
Well, ain't
out of
that
it.
snazzy?
Huh.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's nifty.
We're getting fancy at Paul K's Farms.
Can you
Does
answer
he
Amy's
drink his
question?
drink with holding his pinky up?
Okay, turkey eggs. You don't
You
go
know
as
he don't hold
high
his
as.
thumb up.
Oh goodness. Poor Paul. Oh mercy. I'm gonna be crying here.
Jared's been thrown a couple
As
times
for the
because of it.
Amy, you want them? It depends on where at. You want it like over around 70% when they're getting ready to hatch in the last few days. But before that, you want it 50 to 60% humidity.
Gonna have baby turkeys.
Not like a chicken then. Turkey eggs.
Yep.
cool.
Now I'll tell you, I'll let you in on a little tip. If you're hatching quail, they need to be high pretty much the whole time. They got to be higher. And right towards the end, they need to be like
Even after they hatch,
almost
don't leave them out in the
80%.
freezing cold.
No, because they'll just stand in the doorway and just freeze. We could have stood that little dude up on the desk, and he'd have just stood there.
He would have.
For frozen
He would have. It just
All the rest
just
of
like
them,
he was still alive.
all the rest of them were inside. Like that stupid idiot wouldn't move out of the way of the door.
Was he wearing a helmet?
No, but it wasn't he.
It was a he though.
Oh goodness.
I resemble that remark.
He yeah, that quail. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
I hadn't either. It was
And I'm going to tell you, Bob White quail will really quail in
Oh,
general
God.
because we used to raise Coternics. But quail are the one bird that you raise, like they'll all sit in there. You'll fill up their feeder like in the morning. And if they empty it before it gets dark, they'll look around and go, "Hey, George, your supper."
and they'll
And
start
they'll all
eating each
just
other.
and eating. There'll be nothing left of it. Tony's in
Tony.
here.
Tony.
Oh goodness.
Oh my gosh.
The guy that
Thanks,
gave
sir.
me a whole bunch of eggs, hatch quail eggs, Bob
Oh my
White's,
gosh.
he told me, he's like, "Hey, you need to, as soon as they start hatching, you need to hard boil a bunch of chicken eggs and mash them up and put them in there.
Because they need extra protein.
They need extra protein." And he said, and I'm serious, like you need to have them in there almost immediately for them, like within the first day. And I'm like, "What? No way. Whatever." And he goes, "No, I'm serious." He said, "If you don't, they will pick out somebody out of the bunch and they will eat it."
They pick out the dumb one.
Mm-hmm.
And I've hatched enough of them now. I agree with him. Like they're the most vicious little bird I've ever seen.
There's a lot.
They're the reason why I had bird nightmares. I'm pretty sure.
Canadian maple syrup to go along, Jennifer. They're still on them pancakes. It'd be so much more fun if everyone was
Jennifer
at the
said
same
she
line,
has
so
to
we could-
be poor to
all
have
the
peanut butter
comments.
on hers.
Oh,
Yeah, they
bright light.
and little quail when they hatch, you know, we've all seen the cartoon of the chicken when it hatches that has like the helmet of the eggshell on its head and it pops out of the egg. That's quail because you leave the little, you know, the mat or whatever, you know, that has the egg standing up in it. You leave that in there for them to hatch with the point down, and they'll hatch, and it'll literally be like that. They look like little popcorn, beep, and that'll still be on their head. They're looking around, and they kind of shake out of that egg, and then they gone. They're like Speedy Gonzalez. They're like fur with legs, a little fur ball. All over the place. The first time we made a mistake, we opened up the door and that GQF 1502, we could do like 700 of them eggs,
my.
you know,
Yeah, we had 2 of them.
and we had 2 of them. The first time we opened up that door, it was like opening the gate to the lot full of weaning calves the first time. They were gone. They scattered like the wind everywhere, man. We were finding them underneath the couch. The dog had one beside the TV. Like they were everywhere.
They're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Chickens, you open up when you open up the door, they all look at you like, You start reaching in, and they're like, the claw is chosen. You know?
Oh, yeah, you wore the different color this week.
What? Oh,
The claw.
He's not a minion.
You're not
that
a
wasn't
minion.
the
That's why I said you got a different color on this week.
minions are the wrong ones.
Yeah, but it was the aliens off of
Yeah.
Toy Story that did that at
Oh,
the
that's
pizza
right.
place.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
behind on my cartoons.
Like,
I'm sorry.
That's why it had me confused. I'm like, we're talking about two totally different things here.
I only watch
I've been
cartoons.
chosen by the claw.
Sometimes she's a little slow.
You married me.
I was thinking the same thing, James.
Nita likes her pancakes with peanut butter.
I like mine with peanut butter and K-Ro syrup.
Hmm.
I don't like none of that. I mean, if I'm gonna be unhealthy
Maple syrup.
and eat pancakes, by golly, let's go full out. I want some high fructose corn syrup.
I like Caro syrup. I like the maple syrup. I like peanut butter, jelly.
We
I don't
eat
know
that
why
picky.
Rudy keeps saying
That's
that.
how we got that.
So he's even got them.
Y'all
fancy
killing me.
paper
I'm gonna
plates.
have
I
to-
know. You
I
just got
can't
plain
tell you
on
what it
hungry.
is. I can't tell you what it is. She won't let
Looks like bread pudding.
Oh, that's
It
good
is
stuff.
good.
We're already in the truck. Let's just go to Paul's.
Only one truck sitting in my driveway.
Oh, goodness.
However, eating and listening to you guys talk is not a good idea.
You've ate with me enough now, Paul. You should know that.
all I can think is
He's bread pizza.
we can hear everything you do in there. And, when you said that, all I could think was, no, you can't. That's the farthest thing from the truth. But she don't know that.
She don't know that.
Scarred that girl for
That poor
life.
girl scarred.
Oh,
Oh, hey, maybe this women's soccer ain't too bad to watch. There's another girl laying on the ground bawling.
I was laying on the ground earlier.
Anita got a desk. Is that what you're calling that?
An L-shaped desk.
An L-shaped desk that came in a box. Her husband has a sawmill. He could build her one, but somebody bought this
I was gonna say,
and gave it to her, and so
It
it's set.
took me 10 years to get my kitchen table. I wasn't waiting another 10 years for me.
It didn't take you 10 years. It took COVID.
It's COVID.
It's here in
If
the
COVID
box,
hadn't
what,
happened,
4
it
days,
wouldn't
maybe
happen.
4 days. Was it a week? I don't know.
So like that mother set of posts in the ground over across the driveway from the new posts that we put in the ground today.
One thing at a
That's like
time,
people
Tina.
gonna think we just digging holes and putting posts in the yard.
So she put that together in here yesterday, and I was looking at part of it when I came in, and I'm like, you sure that'll go in that door? She says it'll go. And I'm like,
Was it in that tone?
well, when you get to needing to move it in there, let me know, and I'll come help you. And I was sitting right here, and I look over there, and the thing's gone. And I'm like, oh, by the way, in the middle of all that, all the stuff in that room pretty much came out in the living room. Kept me
Yep.
from getting to my favorite couch. It really, really messed up my day yesterday. So,
you know what I was happy about was the day. There was many joys throughout the years, but when my daughter moved out of my house, it got really, really nice because Dale is a creature of habit. I like to walk in my house And my recliner's right at that spot. My couch is right at that spot. And when my daughter lived with her mother, I may get up and go to work in the dark and come home in the dark and just walk through the dark house and go sit down where my chair used to be and fall to the floor because the chair ain't there no more.
You were always changing,
They would
rearranging.
And so now that my daughter lives with her husband, him and I was talking about this the other day. He's like, she'll send me somewhere with the girls, with their granddaughters. And he said, I'll come back and the front room's different.
At least once a month, she rearranges.
He goes, I'm going to quit going somewhere with the girls. Because he's like me. He's a creature of habit.
Mom used to do that all the time, too.
Well, when we built this house, we brought a few things from the other house, but we kind of gifted a lot of the stuff that was already in it to our kids who were newlyweds. And so we went and found a couch and a love seat that we liked. And for the longest time, that was the only furniture we had in our living room. And the love seat went away. Praise the Lord. And my folks gifted us their old recliner.
Okay. You noticed that he waited until she got out of reach before he.
I think she felt the same way. The love
I
seat.
felt the same way.
The love seat had recliners on both ends, and you would put your feet up, and then you couldn't get them to go back down. And so you'd have to
We had
crawl up
those.
out of them. They were a lot of fun. I think I lost weight with the love seat thing. And so anyway, yeah. Then one Sunday after church, we'd run up to Joplin, got a bite to eat. And I said, let's go by Sutherland's. They have some furniture in there I seen once that matched what we've got. And we bought a love seat. It is the coldest seat in the house. If you sit in it, you can't get out. I guess, it's long-lasting love that you're feeling when you get in that seat. So
Hey, Arkwald.
it's kind of become the catch-all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of this one behind us. Normally we cover up because it's both of us. We wanted one of those. They look like leather love seat, dual recliner.
Oh, get the bite.
Yeah.
You what?
He was offering a bite.
No.
Yeah.
But after owning said fake leather,
Yeah.
Pleather.
Leather.
pleather,
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh,
starting to crack out.
it's starting to crack all out, and that's all coming
Peel.
off. Not to mention, you can't, like, when you're in the house in the middle of winter, and you just want to go sit down, it is the coldest thing ever to
Mhm.
sit on.
That thing is the coldest seat, and it's the closest one to the wood stove.
And then in the summer, because we don't have really good, we got like window unit air conditioners, it becomes the hottest thing to sit in because you just sit in a pile of sweat and you stick to it.
yes.
This one will help you with that because you can't get out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had one set that you didn't buy new. It was used, wasn't it?
Which one?
The black one.
The velvet?
No, the pleather stuff. The black. There was the L shape.
Yeah. No, I bought that new.
Did you?
Holy moly, that looks like chocolate pie.
Oh.
That's
No, it's
white bread with the cream sauce that was with the noodles and sliced up
You have to bigify it.
Polish sausages.
Ooh,
Got
doggy.
a lot of flavor to it. Oh yeah.
Now show it.
It gone. Oh, now I can see it.
Ooh.
Well, I'll just sit here and just stare at Paul eat.
All right, with that, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave this place.
I was going to leave after I told my concrete block story.
See, Derek is my brother. He's like, if Gina ever moves my recliner we're going to scrap. And I don't mean wrestling like Pooch and Veda.
Oh goodness.
I listened
I don't know
to
what
a comedian
Russia's-
say he didn't want to go see young people fighting MMA style. He wanted to see nursing home MMA fighting. He said it would either be there won't be no tap out, it'll be nap out, crap out, or check out. They'll fight to the death, and I'm like, that's terrible. That would be fun though.
So I got a story.
They know tricks, you know.
I got a story. So
You gonna pump faces?
I used to be kind of wild, just a little bit when I was younger, and may have really liked going to drinking establishments and stuff like that. Well, of course, when you're kind of a redneck cowboy and you go to drinking establishments, what comes hand in hand? Scrapping. I'm not a big scrapper, but I had some friends that were really into scrapping, you know.
You just begged them on.
And my buddy, oh yeah, I was the guy that would be like, egg it, get it going, and then go flirt with the girls. That was
Can
me.
you believe them guys are fighting over there? You know.
Yeah. Well, this one friend of mine, there was a blowhard in this establishment that was going on and on about how much of a, he was a scrapper and he was a bull rider and how tough he was. Well, my friend is tough. He's one of them that if something ensues, I want him on my side, And so they proceed to go outside, and it's on. Well, the old bull rider, he kind of had my friend down, and he was like thumping him a time or two,
Mhm.
Well, my friend had been sick all day long with the stomach bug. So what do you think happens when he got him down there on the ground and got to following him over?
No.
Something exited stage back. And the fight was over.
That'll do it.
So from that point on, we were all like, you want to win a fight? You just
do it.
poop your pants. They're going to quit fighting.
It was the crap out, huh?
The crap.
Oh goodness.
That was one of them bragging bull riders that worked with us at the Welch Stockyards for a little bit until he mouthed off to the straw boss, and Gale was the straw boss's name. And Gale was the real silent type. He'd take whatever you could dish out, but buddy, you wouldn't see it coming, and he'd get you back. No. Well, we had a whole bunch of really wiry 400-pound bull calves come in there one day, and most of them had horns about that long. The trick was you had to push your pen of cattle up toward the sale pavilion with the paperwork. Every pen had it, and you had to hand the paperwork off to the guy on the catwalk and then figure out how to get back through all these other guys pushing cattle up behind you. Well, his pen of calves was extremely excitable. He wouldn't stand in there with them. So he was behind them, and Gale pushed a whole bunch of them in there right behind him. They got him down on the ground and wooled his shirt off from him. He come up out of there. He had a sleeve. All he had was a sleeve of his shirt left.
Oh gosh.
He throwed the paper down and walked on top of them pins and got plumb out there, and I seen him come off from it. His feet hit the ground and didn't stop until he got to his vehicle and left. In the middle of the sale, and that's a no-no, by the way. And the next week, they'd always bring us their check from the previous week when we sat down to eat lunch whenever the thing was all over, which was usually 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And we sat down, and Gale says, "Where's old Stubby?" I didn't miss him until he hadn't been there a whole day. I said, I don't think Stubby's coming back. He said, can't imagine why he would think that we didn't want him to work here just because he can't control that stinking mouth of his. He didn't come back to pick up his last check either. Where's old Stubby?
That's funny.
Old Stubby. We heard all them kind of stories.
Mhm.
You kind of had the same. You kind of had the same younger life like I did, Paul. Because I spent from the time I was 16 until I was almost 19, so 4 years working cell barns all over, 2 or 3 of them, and worked my way from back in the whole back, where they started, clear up there right to where they go in. Well, that it took seniority to get there. What it took was they needed the next fresh young guy to be up there in that spot where there ain't no fence to climb. It's solid steel walls, and you better learn how to jump like Superman if you got a mean one in there to jump up and grab and pull yourself up so that it didn't
At
get
Welch,
you.
they've changed it since I've been working there or was working there, but they had a tub that they would run the cows that they sold one at a time through. But then, like on those pens of calves, they come up there and there was 3 gates, I think, 2 gates before they went in the sale. It was all operated off the catwalk with a rope, and that was where you handed them off. But until you got there, it was all just pipe gates, and you could get up on them to get away from something. But like you say, if you got down in that deal, you couldn't get out of there. What they needed at Welch, and I never was able to get there, was somebody who could get the cattle to move from that pen when they're on the catwalk without talking to them. You gotta be a cow whisperer, because everything you say down into that pen with them solid steel walls goes right into the sale ring. So you can't be calling them a dirty little blankety blank dog.
Yep, exactly. No matter what you say, it just echoed right into the sale ring.
So you had to be pretty tight-lipped. And so, and believe it or not, they've got a bunch of really good help over there now, and they're either Amish or Mennonite that are working over there now. But I didn't work there all that long because I couldn't get along very good with the guy that owned the place. He wanted me to sign up to work by the hour and bring my stock trailer and go haul cattle for him, and that just didn't work. So, but
now I worked at Fort Scott and Paola, and I worked over at Nevada a few times, Missouri. But yeah,
I've done a lot of more stupider stuff than that, though. Some of the really, you go back, you get to be about 45 or 50, and you begin thinking about this stuff that you've done before, and you're like, I'm glad I don't have to do that again. I probably wouldn't do that again if I had it to do over again. And like, I couldn't have got to where I'm at now if I hadn't done that,
It made me, I'll tell you what the cell barn did for me. It made me a whole different person. When you put cattle in a working corral, I'm a whole different person than what I was before I went to work for a cell barn. Because I was used to dealing with our cattle, which were gentle and, never got snorty, never would get you down, hurt you. Then you go work at a cell barn, and you think they're all out to mash you, kill you, stomp you, So it made me a whole different person. And I'll tell you something else I learned working at a cell barn. You can juke a bull like the bullfighters do in a rodeo.
But you can't do it with a cow.
You can move out of the way from a bull when he comes to charge you, and they'll just hit wherever direction they're headed. You ain't doing that with a
Nope.
cow.
Them mama cows step too far to the side both ways.
Yeah, a bull, if you'll ever watch, they'll close their eyes when they're getting ready to ram something. A cow, she watches you the whole time like an eagle.
Yep. And they can be a
Well-
whole lot meaner.
That working at the sale
That's
barn,
heifers
like,
are all alike.
I've done a whole lot, but I did haul a lot of cattle for other people. I guess when I was 16, I bought a 6x24 gooseneck stock trailer, and at that point, I didn't own enough animals to fill it up. But I hauled a lot of cattle for other people with that thing. I actually, it was not uncommon for me in the fall to be able to get a job hauling cattle first thing Monday morning. And I would go pick up a load of calves before I went to school, haul them to the Joplin stockyards, and then sometimes I'd make it back home, drop the trailer, and go to school. The Joplin stockyards was on North Range Line then, so 15, 16 miles from home, maybe 20. The opposite direction of school, which is 15 miles the other way. And so, I was running with my dad a lot when I was doing that. He had a trailer too that we'd haul with if we needed it.
So when you say on North Range Line, that's when it was up there north of the
Yep.
mall and all that up
Yep.
there.
That was the original location for the Joplin stockyards.
And see, up to a few years back, I hadn't been there since I was a kid, really, and I thought it was still right there.
No, they moved it. It was
No, it's clear down south and over to the east. now.
it's closer
know?
to Carthage than Joplin.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's a lot better location to get into and out of. If they were doing the business that they are doing now on North Range Line Joplin, the city be throwing fits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't do at a cattle auction there. You need to learn how to sit on your
He was
hands.
swatting at
And you
mosquitoes.
don't shake your
The
head
auctioneer
and
thought he was
agree with
bitten.
anything anybody's saying. You'll walk in a cattle auction barn and there'll be people in there that you swear are having the best staring. They're champion staring contest winners.
Is that like when Paul's frozen?
Yep.
He just stares.
They don't even acknowledge, it could be your best friend growing up. You've known them since you were hatched. They won't even acknowledge you walked in the door. Because they're afraid they might bid on that junk calf.
Oh, hi! Oh, nope.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember a few times that I'd haul loads over there and then I couldn't make it back home. Well, one time when I got back to the school, I got in the school when the tardy bell rang, and my first hour teacher seen me park and seen my trailer. No, I didn't have to go to work. I wasn't like a guy whose dad died and he had to go to work, help support the family with his mom or whatever. But I didn't ask nobody for money either.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I made it in there. I tried to brush all the crap off, I made it into class and sat down. And it was second hour. The principal looks me up. And he comes up. He gets me out of class in the hallway, loud enough everybody in the whole school, I think, could hear. He says, "Listen, if you ever come in here with that trailer and park it right outside my office window again." And it wasn't. It was across the street. He said, "That stinking thing don't belong in the school parking lot." That's what he said. And he said, "Go move that to the back of the lot, and maybe you can leave it there today. If I smell it again, though, you're gonna have to go take it home." And he says,
I would have said bye.
"It won't be an excused absence." That's what he says. And he didn't like me because my dad was on the school board, and they butted heads. So I went and moved it, but I was a little ticked. I'm like, I bet there ain't another student in the whole high school that went to work this morning before school. I mean, I had other friends that was in ag and stuff, but they didn't even bother having animals. Very few of them, you know. And so I'm like, well, I'd like to bring him a bag of that and put right on the football field stands.
Yep.
That's
anyway,
when the school, that, of course, we're old enough. That's before cameras and everything. You could have just backed it up right up to the front door and cleaned it out.
well, we did have the hallway in Quapaw High School went all the way through and had double doors at both ends. And we did have one kid a couple years older than me that rode his motorcycle through there. And they couldn't pin it on him because they had no proof it was him, but they got his friends because I was holding the doors open for him.
Hi, Andell. Yeah,
And
we.
I wasn't in the.
I may or may not have known a senior for their senior class for their senior break that went down to the bird auction and got like 20 or 30 chickens and knew the janitor and had the janitor open the door, and they just put all those chickens in there and shut the door on a Friday. So on a Monday, there's just chickens everywhere.
Yeah.
And you know what chickens do?
Yeah.
If they're running around everywhere.
Little greasy spots everywhere.
They mark their trail everywhere they go. But I had another friend at my school. His mom drove the school bus, and when she was gone, him and his class thought it was fun. They went and knew where she hung the keys in the house and went and got the school bus. That didn't go over real well.
Wow. Jesse's so with it. Y'all been in the truck for nearly an hour. And she's like, oh, did you get cold and go to the truck?
She got the sharpest.
Come on, Jar. Well, I want to tell you, all that stuff didn't bother me too bad. But I tell you what, I did do that I would really, really think hard about today, and a lot of people don't. When I was 19, 31 years ago, I convinced a bank to loan me $350,000 to build a chicken farm.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And I don't think they were in the habit of doing that for 19-year-olds. They did it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I moved my banking
business. He got up and went to work before school.
Yeah.
That's right.
I moved my banking business to another bank, but both of the guys that I dealt with for the longest time have retired now. And the one who gave me the original loan, of course, you got to jump through a lot of hoops to borrow that much money anyway, or you did back then. I asked him, I said, I got to wondering about that the other day. His name's Mike. I said, Mike, did you realize I was only 19 years old when you loaned me the money to build that chicken farm? He said, yeah. Well, was that any kind of a hang up? He said, oh, I knew your dad and I knew you'd pay it back.
One way or another, he's going to pay
small
it back.
town stuff like that, and that was me growing up. Like I had before I moved away, with my first wife,
Reverend Joe Jacobson.
I'd had cattle loans and equipment loans and stuff all with this same bank, hometown bank. And so I moved across the country, and we go to try to buy a place or rent a place, or get a vehicle, and we go in this bank and to talk to them. And I didn't know anything that you were going to do a project like that. That was back when I got loans.
Mm-hmm. Wonder what she's drinking.
Who,
that's-
me?
I don't know.
I
I'm
think
drinking coffee.
I think that's supposed to be hello.
Anyway, hi Joe. I get there and they're like, "Well, sir, we can't we can't give you a loan." Well, why not? I've had loans, my whole life. Well, you have no credit history. That little small town bank don't report to the almighty FICA. And that kind of is how my life has been.
Yep.
And I'm like, so when these people are like, you got to get your credit score up. No, you don't.
Yep. Yeah, we got a little bank here that they don't report the good stuff, and they'll report it if you ask them to. But they won't report it. Now they'll report the bad stuff if you miss. But yeah, we've had good credit with them for
20 years.
yeah. So yeah, we went to go get something, and they're like, "Yeah, that wasn't the last one. What was it when we got?" Oh, it was when I first tried to buy the tractor. I didn't have enough
Yeah.
credit because the bank didn't
Said
report.
you didn't have bad credit, you just didn't have enough credit. It's like we don't buy stuff very often.
Because the mortgage we took out on the property a few years ago, which we paid it all off, they didn't report it. We didn't know at the time that you had to ask them to report it. It's like, well, crap.
Yep, they don't report anything farm. Agricultural is kind of out on that usually. My banker told me that, and I said, "Well, what am I supposed to do?" He said, "The best you can." Like you're on your own.
Yep. So,
Okie Expo is next weekend.
Well, Duncan, I'm going to tell you, instead of going to Okie Expo, I'm going to go and catch big old crappie.
Yeah.
we're
No, I'm not going to go to the expo. Sorry.
not doing
I'm not
anything
into
until
paying
10
$50
killers.
per person.
Next weekend, I'm going to
Yeah,
go
we're
pay
next
more than
weekend.
$50 probably for two of us to get into a place to eat. That's probably what's going to happen.
Sure. Yeah, but I would do that to go
No,
eat.
well, my wife's birthday's coming up, and she's getting older, and she may not have
Oh,
her all.
I'd watch my
I have that
over you.
anymore to go to. Whoa.
Good thing I love you.
I was just waiting for a wooden spoon or something just to crack.
you gotta wait till the cameras go
She
off,
wouldn't
then
want to
we'll
dirty up
record
the
it.
spoon.
Oh, goodness.
I'm making cake.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to make cake with a spoon you'd whack me upside the head with.
Why not?
Right. I got to move now.
Well, I'm going to get off here, y'all.
Yeah, I think we're going to head into the house.
Love you.
You do.
Thank you.
Get something to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, supper
Exactly.
wore off.
Other than a couple pieces of pepperoni and slice of cheese.
Yeah. I know.
So
Yep. Nita is beginning to make a mayonnaise cake. That's my dad's favorite.
Ooh, those are good. My mom used to make those.
Except now she just opened a brand new jar of Duke's and is mayonnaising the table with it.
Do
Apparently.
you have all my details?
I'll put this one on for extra credit.
That make it short.
I need them sock caps back.
night, Angie.
Angie's leaving. Good night, Angie.
Yeah, I think we're gonna cut out too. And
I think we've been cutting up long enough.
we've only been on here for about almost
Paul
3
may
hours.
not be safe if he goes off the live.
I'm totally safe. I'm gonna go to the other room. Hey, thanks for inviting me onto your
Oh,
live.
thanks for
I feel
coming.
privileged to have such great friends.
Oh, we
You're
are
welcome
happy to
every
call
time.
you our friend.
All right. We will talk at y'all later. Have a good night.
Y'all
take
have
care,
a good
Paul.
one too. Bye, Nita.
Bye. Well, guys, I want to thank Dale, Nana, and Paul
And
and
Anita.
Anita for coming in. We want to thank you guys for coming in and watching us, and appreciate you guys spending the last almost 3 hours with
Oh
us. So
my!
you got to watch me make dinner, then we got to eat dinner, and
Now we're gonna go make dessert. Have dessert, maybe.
chatted for a while. So yep, we appreciate you guys. We love you all, and we'll catch you all on the next time.
Bye,
Bye
everyone.
now.